Yes, people, welcome to the first episode of the year of From a Third Eye View, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by one of my co-hosts at the top of the year, JV. JV, what are you telling me?
Wagwan.
First and foremost, are you good?
Yeah, man, good. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, I'm always chatting rubbish and that, and I'm always a bit daft, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Man's hit 2021 and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Healthy and all them things there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, blessings.
That's it. Blessings. And how was your Christmas and New Year?
Not long enough.
Not long enough. So I take it was good then. It just the
Yeah,
time
it was good, man.
wasn't enough. There wasn't enough
The
time.
break was nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get what you're saying. But yeah, salute to Sophie as well, who did the drive time before us, who gave us a great introduction. Obviously, she's here drive time 4 till 7 every Monday. And we're here from a Third Eye View, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. on Pi Radio. Shout out Stro. We are going to try and get him on also. But get well soon. Yes, Stro, we will send you the link shortly. We're sorting everything out. But so obviously over the Christmas period, the Premier League is always super busy. So where to start? There's so many different topics of conversation. City smashing Chelsea, which we will get into. Manchester City were very impressive against Chelsea. Yes, you can claim Chelsea were poor, which we will get into also, but Manchester City were very good. Defensively, they look good. And they do say as well that attacks win you games, but defenses win you leagues. And for as good as Chelsea played, as good as Manchester City played, Chelsea were poor. And we need to get into that. Lampard spent a lot of money. Is it Lampard out? Does he need more money? Like, what are your thoughts? Does he need patience? Like, we will get into that. Of course, Manchester United as well. I think we're currently the form team. If not, it is Manchester United and Liverpool. So are United in the title race? Are they good enough to get over the line? Also, are Liverpool favourites? That's another thing. Arsenal's resurgence as well under Arteta. They won 3 games on the bounce. So yeah, big up to everyone who's locked in currently right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button on the video on the YouTube. Hit the like button, share it across all your socials, and subscribe to the Pi Radio YouTube. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, please make sure you like the video and share it. And if you're watching on the Twitter, the Pi Radio at Pi Radio UK, make sure you retweet and like the tweet. But yeah, JV, where do you want to start? And I will get this link over to Stro shortly.
Where should we start?
Where do you want to start?
I want to start. Yeah, let's start with
You want to start with Manchester City and Chelsea?
Yeah, let's start with them, man.
Okay, let's go.
Start with them, man.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's a bit for you Chelsea man at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't see, if you're listening via audio platform.
Yeah, if you're listening, I forgot, big up all the DAB listeners and online listeners also. If you're listening via DAB, whether you're in your car, you're at work, you're cleaning your house, get me, enjoying Christmas leftovers, whatever you're doing, or Christmas liquor.
Nah, if you still got Christmas leftovers, yo, best you make sure that was frozen, rude boy. Oh, your belly, I'll go run tomorrow.
Possibly, yeah? But yeah, go on.
Yeah,
carry on, family.
For Chelsea, it's a bit shout out bits and bobs every time.
Yes, say big up bits and bobs.
Okay, it's a bit peak for you, Chelsea man, at the moment, because a lot of yous got very carried away. I said from the beginning, you will. No, I didn't expect you to struggle as much as you are, if we can call it a struggle. But I think what yous are dealing with right now. As fans, is maybe some of the realizations what United fans had regarding their manager not too long ago. But I think it's a lot worse for you. I think literally it's only an English bias which is saving Frank Lampard from.
You think that's what it is?
Ridicule? Yes, easily. Ollie, even Arteta as well, because I'll go as far to say for. Arsenal might have turned a little bit of a corner now, but Arteta didn't get nowhere near as much backlash as he should have for the position where he's clubbing. And Frank doesn't seem to be getting any of it either, because I seen someone yesterday blaming the players, but it's like, you can blame these players all you want, and I'll sit here and I'll say this day in, day out till it's understood. You can blame these players day in, day out, no matter what team it is. If you're not playing them in a regular system, in their regular positions, you are not going to get the best out of them. How can you expect someone to be played in their wrong position in a differing system every week to be consistent. You're not giving them a consistent platform to perform. So that's one
a fair
thing.
point.
That's
a
one
fair
thing where
point.
I
Go
think
on.
Lampard's messing up. Every time their lineup comes up, I'm like, what is it?
Yes.
Do you
I've
get what I'm
said
saying?
this. Yeah, go on, continue. I'm going to chime in on this Lampard thing. Yeah, definitely
I've
keep
said
going.
every time I don't know what it is. Shout out Ryan as well.
Yeah, big up Ryan.
I don't know what formation user playing. It could be 3-4-3. It could be 3-5-2. It could be, and then you rock up with a 4-2-3-1, and I'm like, huh? And I think maybe even your players think that. Maybe what you have to understand is maybe some of your players are now questioning your manager. I think that's where it is. I think that's where they're at. I think someone like someone like a Thiago Silva may be questioning. Yeah, he may have questioned it, but he's experienced enough. He'll get along with it. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Whereas someone like a Werner, Havertz, a Ziyech, they're probably thinking
you're thinking of the more experienced, your Azpilicuetas.
Yes,
players
the Azpilicuetas and that they will be thinking, yeah, you know what, we can get through this. But these young players who you're bringing in with hella pressure, I don't understand how you can bring them in with so much pressure and then give them such a fugazi platform to perform. Like you've basically written off Werner in the public's eyes.
We got to address this Werner thing as well. We got to address it.
Havertz, I'm not saying you've destroyed his career, but you've put his. I'd say the 6 months you've put his career back.
He's definitely getting more questions now. People calling him Shy Havertz.
Yeah.
People saying he's Adam Matic. Shout out Adam Matic, the man you Matic in the 10. I've heard all types of slander.
You know what he looks like to me, bro?
Yeah, go on.
He looks like.
Hopefully, Stro, we can hear you. Go on, carry on. Yes, Stro, can you hear us?
That's what you're saying.
We can't. It might be this one second.
Left one.
Yo, Stro.
Yo.
Keep on.
Yeah, so it's one of them where you literally put in players in certain positions now. So like and positions, I don't actually mean the positions on the place. You're putting in a position from a standpoint of they're probably looking at you now with a bit of a side eye, Mr. Lampard.
Okay, that's an interesting take on it. All right, you saw Stro, and then I'm gonna carry on talking about that. Nah, it's an interesting point. Yeah, it's an interesting point regarding that. Like I've looked at it, and now you said that about Lampard and the more experienced players. It makes it like, you really thrown me off with that. Really. All right, let me try to bring Stro back in while we're here. Also, let's see. Stro,
yo,
can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, we're gonna try and sort it out because we can't hear you. I know you can hear us though. All right, 2 minutes.
Yeah, so for me, it's one of them, innit? I just think what Chelsea did is a very bad mix. It's as much as shout out the man we were just on the podcast with on Saeed's podcast.
Yeah, big up United Central.
Yeah, shout out United Central, all the man on there, 12th man, Noureddin, Aaron, Musa. You know what I'm saying? Everyone who was on there present doing their thing. Obviously Stro as well, but he's here with us now. Yeah, one thing I will say is I honestly feel like we're getting a bit of a backlash. There's been a bit of an uproar today because of the unexperience at Manchester United in terms of coaching. But if you really deep what he did to use with that transfer window, it gave you a lot of false hope because he's it's real, bro. It's an inexperienced manager.
Go on, let's talk about it.
All right, then, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
You've got an inexperienced manager buying overpriced, inexperienced players. Like, and I said this from the longest. When man are buying a Drogba, a 25-year-old Drogba, and I'm not saying this because of the player who Drogba became, but if you look at Drogba when Chelsea bought him, and you look at Werner, they're around about the same age. Werner's around about 24, 25. One looks like a man, and one looks like he's just finished high school football. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
It's the caliber of the players that you get in. So you brought in a man who was able to deal with and do what he needed to do. You brought in, for me, Havertz, bro. I honestly think has to be one of the worst thought out transfers.
Here's the thing, even though I agree in terms of he's brought in inexperienced players, I put Chelsea in the same bracket as I do Manchester United. Even with the inexperienced players you have, you should still be getting more out of that team and the players you have, just because of one thing, just because of the talent of those players. Like Thiago Silva's been a plus for them because he's been a good signing for them, even though defensively they were shaky, there was none of the goals were his fault.
Yeah.
You look at the goalkeeper, he's an improvement. You look at what they already have in your Azpilicuetas, your Alonso's, even if you rate him or not, your Kantes. These have won Premier League titles. And then you look at the midfield as well. They've got Jorginho, they have Kante, they have Kovacic, then you got Mount who can play in the 10. They've added Havertz. You look at Werner up top. They have probably the best plan B in Premier League football with Giroud. And who's also, has Giroud won a Premier League? I don't think he's won a Premier League, but he's won a World Cup. He's experienced. You have in Callum Hudson-Odoi, one of the best young wide players and most talented. And then you've got
play a centre mid on
his
position.
And then you have Ziyech and Pulisic also to play out wide. You look at the options I just named there. If I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm sounding like I do as a Manchester United fan, like about Manchester United. Yeah, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm going mad about that as if I'm a Chelsea fan with Lampard because the talent is there. I 90% blame the manager because you're putting these men in systems, like you said there, not to get the best out of him. It's so easy. Play Havertz as a 10. You can't play, for whatever reason, he wants to play Havertz and Mount in the same team.
Do you know why
you can't play Havertz and Mount? Yeah, go on, why?
No, you can't play Havertz as a 10.
Go on.
Because Havertz is maga, fam.
He is.
He is very, and for you who don't know, that means skinny. So Havertz is skinny. I honestly feel like, this is me, I'm not like, big man. No, Havertz would struggle in a Sunday League team for physicality.
Yeah.
Ability, he'd blow one man away.
Physicality, but then what you do is, you throw him in the fire pit, so then he gets used to it and he knows what it's like. Because obviously it takes time to adjust, of course. We know what the physicality is like. And then you teach him and train him on how to work around that. David Silva wasn't the biggest. And I'm not saying Havertz as good as David Silva, but David Silva worked around it is what I'm saying.
Do you know what
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was smart enough to pick up positions, and his balance.
He knew when
to lay up. Yeah, go on.
Do you know what it is? You see when certain players, they know not to get too close to you.
Yes.
They know that by the time you come over, I'm popping it off.
Yeah.
You come over to me, I'm gonna pop it off and I'm gonna go.
And that's why you have to have the picture in your brain. You have to know what you're gonna do with the ball beforehand. This is why Havertz, I believe the talent is there. He just needs to be played in a proper system, number one. And two, training it will help. Experience it will help.
But here's the thing. Man was peeping up the Bundesliga.
Yeah, go on.
And I'm like, I'm watching this Bundesliga and I'm like, Bayer Leverkusen are flying without this guy.
Yeah.
Flying. They've got a 17-year-old in his position, flying. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that this guy is not as good as we thought he was, but it's like you really have to deep what Chelsea did with that transfer. That transfer is outrageous. That's like someone right now. Imagine if, like, I know that these players would go for that money, but I don't think people would actually do it. As talented as Saka is now, yeah. This is no disrespect to Saka, by the way. I think he's amazing.
Yeah, Saka's quality.
But no one's buying Saka right now for 70 mil, are they?
True. No one's buying him for 70 mil. That's right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi, no one's buying him right now for 70 mil, are they? Do you get what I'm saying? And that's literally kind of what Chelsea have done. You've bought someone who's played about 2 or 3 seasons. Like, and I'm not saying 2 or 3 seasons before that and he was injured or he's been on the bench. No, he's got 2 or 3 seasons, not even full seasons of football in him. Yeah? So for me, right now, that's a mad decision. Then the simple fact, which ruined it for me straight away, when I knew...
Just ruining it.
Yeah, you're ruining it.
Ruined it. Oh, man. Come on, sorry.
You're ruining it.
Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
You get me done. This is where I knew that Havertz
ruining it.
Would struggle. Havertz would struggle. I'm telling you now, when all them signings are fit, especially because of the start he's had, he's not even gonna start. Simply because you've literally got Havertz and Ziyech, who, if you look at their heat maps and where they operated, it's identical. It's absolutely identical. Makes no sense.
Who's this Havertz and Ziyech? You say?
Yes, absolutely. So as much as Havertz styles himself as a 10
Yeah.
because of even with Leverkusen,
Cool.
because of his lack of physicality. That's what I'm taking from it. Because his lack of physicality is like disgraceful.
Mm.
Because of that, he actually ended up playing a lot of his season on the right.
Okay.
He played a lot
That's
of his
cool.
season on the right, but then that's where Ziyech is. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong, I'm not a hypocrite because I know that we've got someone in Donny van de Beek who.
But here's the thing with that. I get what you're saying.
But
with
Donny
Havertz.
didn't cost 70 mil.
Yeah, he didn't cost 70 mil.
And Donny's a seasoned operator.
And that's on Lampard because you spent all this money. You should know how to get. You should have an idea, is what I'm saying. You should have an idea of where you want to play these players, is what I'm saying. That's why, and that's the issue. Like, say for instance, he played the 11. So, say for instance, he played Werner up top, Ziyech, Pulisic one side, Havertz in the 10, Kante and Kovacic, and it didn't work the first game, and it didn't work the second game, and it didn't work the third game. At least you're like, okay, that's his clear plan. This Werner thing we need to sort out because I've started watching Werner closely because I've seen all the social media backlash. Yes, it's funny. I'm all for bants. That being said, though, I'm like, let me look at him closer and see if the bant is over the top. And it's not. Ryan mentioned it there. He said, did you see Werner's amazing corner yesterday where he kicked the corner flag? And people told me, okay, he's one of those strikers that can play out wide and he can play wide left. To me, technically, he doesn't look good enough to play as a wide player.
I don't think. See, this is where it's misconstrued. Him peeling off to the left,
right,
and playing left is different, isn't it? If I naturally peel off to the left, and me starting position from the left is two totally different things.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? For me, what Werner can do is he can be a centre forward and he can just drop back into that little space.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Whether that little space dictates to the left or to the right, he can operate in those zones. But what he can't do for me is start in that position.
Yeah, because to me, he doesn't look technically good enough. Like
people have to remember when he's playing this position for Leipzig, it's in a 3-5-2.
So it's completely
he's got a wing back who is going to be
a wing back's going to provide the width.
Yes,
whereas obviously
where he will be his channels, isn't it?
Yeah, well, obviously he has Chilwell going beyond him, but I get what you're saying. It's different in different formations, and that's my whole point. Is just play Werner through the middle, because for whatever reason he's decided to play Werner on the left, and then he's just shoehorning Tammy Abraham in the side. And I'm like, I understand Tammy Abraham. I think is a good striker, but I wouldn't play somebody out of position to play Tammy Abraham up front.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't get it. It's not like you have an Aguero and you're like, yes. or Vardy, and that makes sense.
It's not like
it's
you're
Ronaldo.
You're literally fitting in 30 goals a season. 25.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're fitting in double figures.
Yeah.
10, 12, max 15.
Which you've just bought someone for. The guy who you're shoehorning out on the left, you literally have just bought him to score goals. This is why I can't take him seriously, Lampard. You bought this guy to score goals, yeah?
He said, the guy that you are shoehorning in to score goals, now you have the guy you brought in to score goals playing out of position. Make that make sense. Somebody make that I don't even know what I said.
Yeah, here's what makes it worse.
Yeah, go on.
The guy who you're pushing out onto the left,
when
you then go and look on your bench, you have 2 or 3 left and right wingers.
Yeah, because Callum Hudson-Odoi be on the bench, or whether it's Ziyech or Pulisic, who Chelsea fans have said he's playing on the right, even though he's better on the left to accommodate Werner on the left. But Werner's playing on the left to accommodate Tammy Abraham through the middle. And then
but if I was to ask you who's the best of the 3 strikers at the club, you'd say Tammy Abraham third.
Yes, you would say Tammy Abraham third.
So this is why, and then it keeps going. Then you have someone who is a glorified number 10, if I can call this kid that.
Go on.
In Mason Mount. Then you have him playing him on the right.
Yes.
Him in him like off the striker sometimes even. Mm-hmm. Him in central midfield over a central midfielder.
Over a Kovacic or Jorginho or a Kante.
So this is why I sympathy-wise, none.
Oh, I don't have any sympathy for him because remember when we did the rating and we're talking about Chelsea's transfer window when we got to them, and I give Chelsea an extremely high rating. The reason why I give Chelsea an extremely high rating is because I believe they got everything they needed. This is on Lampard. All the issues we just named there is on Lampard. Like you said, you are shoehorning in.
Your whole front.
You're shoehorning in the third best striker that you have at your club. You have Callum Hudson-Odoi on the bench who is your third best winger. So to me,
you've just stopped from going to Bayern Munich for £40 million.
So
you might as well have got the 40 million, then,
if Ziyech or Pulisic aren't playing out wide, if they're not playing in If they're not playing, then surely Callum Hudson-Odoi plays. I don't understand that. Same way it should be, to me, it should be Werner or Abraham or Giroud. Unless you're chasing the game, that's different.
And you know one thing I want to get at with you, Chelsea, man, as well. What happened to this keeper, fam?
Kepa or Mendy?
No, Mendy.
What about Mendy?
No, because everyone's telling me this guy's this, and that, and he ain't had a clean sheet. You know what I mean? Man, I had a clean sheet for how long?
I'm not sure. What is their defensive record like, actually? I'm not sure. What is it like?
Dead,
Ryan here said, yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, like, really and truly, yeah, man hasn't got any sort of hatred for Chelsea. I actually, you see, this isn't me talking because of where United are at the moment, but I didn't see Chelsea being that much of a threat this season because they've got a lot of stuff to work out. Do you get what I'm saying?
To me, though, me and you don't have
On
UEFA.
paper,
Me and you don't have UEFA A license or B licenses. I think if you put a top quality, I think if you put a top quality manager in charge of that, they do so much better.
Bro,
they're currently in the title race. Like, if put it this way, look at what Ancelotti's doing at Everton. If you give him that Chelsea side, they are dangerous. The reason why we don't...
Oh, yeah, you give him that Chelsea side.
This is my whole point.
This
is my whole point. And that's what I'm saying is the reason we don't take Chelsea serious is the same way teams don't take Manchester United serious.
And
a lot of alieners don't want to believe it is because, I know the list. We're going to get to that in a sec. It's because of the caliber of the manager. Chelsea should be an issue. This is why I was personally concerned about them, because I looked at that Chelsea side and I think I said it on air, on here. The only thing that stops Chelsea is the manager. The only thing that stops Manchester United is the manager, because with the quality of the league and the talent these two teams have, you should be in the race. I'm not saying you should win it, but you should be in the race.
Nah, 100%.
But yeah, go on. Yeah, get to the list. I know where you're going to go with this.
Is the bottom of the list for the points? What is it?
Yeah, is it points total?
It's either points total or points per game ratio. Yeah. Something like that. I'll try and get it up now as we're speaking about it. But this is what I'm trying to say. For me, yeah, when I really look at it, and you really look at the managers on there who were deemed not good enough for Chelsea, yeah, like were really thrown away and deemed to be like nowhere near on Chelsea's level. You would be screaming for one of them right now. I literally seen someone the other day said, Go through it. Have you got the list up? Go through the list. Hey, and you lot on YouTube, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube right now. Hit the like button. Let's get them likes up. Share it and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you like the video and share it. If you're watching on the Pi Radio Twitter, make sure that you retweet and like the tweet. And if you are listening via DAB radio, because we're on DAB, that goes out to approximately 500,000 listeners. Half a mil, that is.
Yeah, just had to get that in there. 500,000 listeners.
Say nothing.
Big up to you. But yeah, go on. Get the list up.
I'm trying to get this list, but you know what? Carman's a genius in that. I'll work it by mind. You get me? Because I can't find it. Actually, it's probably in that.
Yeah, it's cool. But back to the list. If you
literally look at, I'll go through the names because I remember a lot of the names.
Yeah. Go through the names.
So it's like Villas Boas.
Yeah,
not given a chance. It's like Rafa, who was like, everything that's wrong with Thingy at that time, Chelsea at that time, bro. Look at how he was. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is where I'm gonna say, I'm really gonna say that has to be one of the worst managerial appointments, because you've really brought in someone, you've given him everything, and if you had given those funds to Benitez, those funds to time, if you're giving that amount of time to someone like Sarri would be a lot better, because their percentage, as much as they moaned about Sarri, that percentage has dropped dramatically under Lampard. And this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it's not always grass is greener, Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. Not always grass is greener. There's crap in every field.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Every time the grass look good, but what's under the grass, fam? I've got it here.
All right, go through the list.
So top of the list. Who's top of the list? So it is Chelsea PL managers points per game record. Yeah. Top of the list, Avram Grant.
Okay.
Got respect on his name, innit? You'd love Avram Grant right now. 32 games. I
just want to say this, Chelsea fans are in bits right now, and you love to see it on social media, because they really thought they were title challenges and all, and the whole nine. But yeah,
you know how sick it is. Go through the list. This is how, I'm going to take a different angle with this now, because I'm looking at this list, yeah? And if I'm being totally honest, if I say apart from Pep or Klopp, I'd say they've probably had over the past 20 years, 10, 15 years, some of the top managers at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say they've had second under Avram Grant is Jose Mourinho, 212 games, 2.19 points per game.
Right.
Antonio Conte, he didn't get a lot of thingy, did he? He's third.
True.
76 games, 2.14. His ratio is better than that of Carlo Ancelotti's.
Ooh.
Also with 76 games. So it's he's beaten Ancelotti's because it's the same amount of games. Yeah. 2.07. What did you do to Conte? You absolutely got rid of him. Yeah. Underneath a certain Mr. Ancelotti is a certain Spanish waiter. Mr. Benitez, 26 games, 1.96 points per game. Felipe Scolari. So look, let me just go back through this.
Go on, run through the run through the names again.
I'll put it like this: Avram Grant. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to sit here and go on like Avram Grant was someone before he's got him. Jose Mourinho, that's prime Mourinho. Yeah,
they had prime. They did have prime.
Conte,
Mourinho.
I could argue this is prime Conte. He's just come from Juventus, slapped up all over there. Ancelotti, say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not even saying nothing. Rafael Benitez, he said what he's wanted to say about this guy. This guy done bits for you. Do you get what I'm saying? Scolari, World Cup winning manager.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Gus Hiddink, I'm not even opening my mouth. We know what he does. Yeah, we know what these men are about.
Gus Hiddink, yes, we know what Gus Hiddink does. Yes,
Sarri, I'd say when you got Sarri's reputation was one of the most was for an upcoming.
Big up Yan City in the building also.
Big
up Yan City. Yeah, one of the most hardworking YouTubers out here. Catch her on Sarcasm City TV she everywhere actually. She got clones. Yan City, I see her on 4 shows a day.
You get what I'm saying?
Big up Yan City and that. But yeah, go on, family.
When I do a certain amount of shows, they tell me the clone trick and get it. You know what I'm saying? Maurizio Sarri. Yeah? At that time when you got Sarri, he had that very good Napoli team, which were challenging and pushing Juventus in Serie A. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got rid of him. He went back to Serie A and won the title. Might have got sacked after, but he went back to Serie A after being such a shambles with yous, and he went and won the title. Di Matteo, we all know what he did for yous.
Yeah, he won the Champions League. Yeah. Ranieri,
say nothing. He birthed yous. You know what I'm saying?
He did birth.
Ranieri was there when you man still had Good Johnson and them man there. You know what I'm saying? And Gronkia. You know what I'm saying? And Stanic. You know, remember Mario Stanic and these type of mad erratic players where you like, where you getting these man from? You know what I'm saying? When you man were buying man from Boa Vista and all them teams there, you know what I'm saying? That was a good transfer window. You get what I'm saying? When you buying who else did they have? All sorts of B-rated players. Like, let's not get it twisted. So you can't say nothing about Ranieri. Villas-Boas. I honestly think Villas-Boas at Chelsea should have been given more time because I think he would have done a lot more.
You reckon so? They're just too quick to pull the trigger.
Yeah, 27 games.
Yeah. That's too quick to pull the trigger. Yeah.
So then you've got Super Frankie Lampard. Yeah.
See, I'm about to tweet that. We are discussing Super. What was that?
Super Frankie Lampard. Super Frankie Lampard.
Hey, hey.
You get me?
Super Frankie Lampard. Super Frankie Lampard. Hey,
hey. You get me done, man. Let's just add a little sauce to it. You get what I'm saying? So yeah,
that's it, bro.
You get me done. 55 games, yeah. 55 games this guy's managed for Chelsea.
Sorry, I'm about to tweet that out. We're discussing Super Frankie Lampard.
1.67 points per game.
Yeah, and you got everything you wanted. That's what makes it worse.
Yeah,
you got everything you
really
wanted.
If you deep it, if you look at, all right then, I'll tell you this right now. Look at Sarri. Look at, I'll go from your most recent ones. I won't go too back. So it was Sarri, Conte. They weren't afforded these blockbuster transfers.
Yeah, they didn't get everything they wanted in one window.
Frank literally got everything, bro.
It's now his name is Super Frankie Lampard. Yeah. It's not even Frank. It's not Lampard. It's literally now I am calling him Super Frankie Lampard forever. How is it petty, Stro? We just sang. You know what I'm saying? I don't just sing for anybody. You know what I'm saying? That is not petty. I just don't sing for anybody.
Yo.
He is now Super Frankie Lampard. Like his full title. You know, like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing. That's what it is. It's not Frank It's not Lampard.
Frankie
Yeah, it's
Lampard,
super
fam.
Frankie.
You get what I'm saying? Super Frankie Lampard. And that's a very good point by Ryan.
Ryan here says, I think Chelsea's biggest mistake as a club was sacking Ancelotti in 2011. Played good football and got sacked for finishing second after winning the double the year before. Exactly
I'll
that.
put it to you like this now.
Go on.
Like this right now. If you win the double, yeah? If Lampard wins, you man the double, and then finish second the year after, you ain't sacking him.
No.
Why would you do that to one of the greatest managers in history?
He is literally one of the greatest managers in history when you look at his reign. We waxed lyrical about Ancelotti many times.
Come on, let's not even
Super
go there.
Frankie Lampard would, if he won the double and then finished second the season after, and then I think the season after they're not sacking him.
Bro, if this guy wins the double and then finish second, he probably dips his hand in his kitty again.
Yes, to go again to try get you back to the top.
So for me, you can't really. What are we supposed to do now? What are we supposed to say here about you, Mr. Lampard? You've
Frankie Lampard.
Super Frankie Lampard. Sorry, you get what I'm saying? You've dug your own grave, because out of all those managers, bar Jose and Ranieri, I'll sit here comfortably and say you've had the best. Not the best. You've had probably the most big signings in one window. So you've probably, don't get me wrong, them man have probably spent more money overall, but the marquee signings in terms of money, 70 mil here, 50 mil here. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
45 mil here, this mil here, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Buying, even, let's even take it before he come in, you're buying, how do you buy someone like Kepa for 70 mil?
Yeah, that's a big. That wasn't Super Frankie Lampard.
No, I'm saying just before Lampard.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it to the club. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their dealings in the past few years.
See, because Jan City here says Chelsea are too reactionary as a club. Every other club gives managers more of a chance. And then Ryan says they sacked Ancelotti and brought in Villas-Boas.
Yeah. How do you sack a man and bring in one of your ex-managers' number twos?
That makes no type of sense. I'm here looking at the table. So, okay, is Lampard now, because you said it right at the top of the show, Lampard's not getting the smoke that other managers was getting. He wasn't getting the criticism your Ollie's was getting and your Arteta's was getting. Is he now getting it? As this turn, like the same way we spoke about Pep previously, I think it was last year or during last year, because they had such a terrible defense of their title. Is that now, have the tables turned now? Because we was criticizing and questioning Pep for a long time, especially Stro. And then eventually everybody jumped on that bandwagon and then started criticizing Pep. Is this Lampard's turn now? If he doesn't turn it around,
it should be, but I don't
think
this is
his
will.
turn. Well, he's 8th, because I'm looking at the league table here. He's 8th currently.
1 second.
And they've won one game in their last 5 in the Premier League.
Look at that table again, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is how I read a table, because this is how the table works.
Yeah.
He's 8th, but West Ham are in 10th on the same amount of points. So you're 10th, Ruben. You understand where I'm coming from? No.
Bear in mind, Arsenal are only 3 points behind him.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if Arsenal win, Leeds win, yeah?
Yeah.
West Ham, Southampton win, but you don't, you're not really 8th. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You go under that.
But then on the flip side is they're only, looking here at the table, they're only 3 points away from Leicester in 3rd and 4 points from the top of the league. That's how close this league is. I get what you're saying, though.
No,
what you're saying is not wrong.
6 off the top.
Oh, 6 off the top. Yeah, my maths is terrible.
No. What is that?
Yes. Oh, wait.
7 off the top. Sorry. Yeah. I'm reading the wrong thing. There's too many things.
Yeah, there's so many names. So you're only 2 wins and a draw away from. So you're not, and obviously they're not expected to win the league, is what I'm saying.
You see what it is, though?
Go on.
Why I'm doubting them at this moment is momentum. Because for me, momentum is needed. And
it's key.
It's key.
It is key.
It's key. Look at what the little bit of momentum's done for us.
Yes.
And I'll get onto United in a bit.
Yeah, we're going to talk about United.
People will be very surprised about what I will say about United.
Well, I'm looking here. So Chelsea's next fixtures before we move on, they've got Fulham in the Premier League. They got Fulham on Friday the 15th away. So derby,
that's
you never know.
Derby, innit?
Yeah, that's the West London derby. Then they have Leicester away, which will be a tough game. Wolves at home. Yeah. Burnley at home.
Nah, bro.
They have Chelsea away. They have Spurs away, sorry.
Next time he picks up points, yeah?
So they're their next 5. Their next 5 are Fulham, Leicester, Wolves, Burnley, Spurs.
Oh, FA Cup 3rd round. Yes.
That's it. Oh, yeah, FA Cup 3rd round coming. But yes, so with that, they could be in the bottom half. Like, this is, remember when we were talking about Arsenal in the relegation?
Yeah.
And we did the same thing on that show.
Yeah.
This is now crunch time for him in terms of if he gets 4 wins out of 5, he could be high. Chelsea could be high in the Premier League. Or He could lose these, and he's under more pressure, and they're in the bottom half, and people are questioning his job.
Do you know what it is with him as well? He's not got the graces of having some owners who probably don't know too much about football, i.e. Arsenal.
Okay.
Because you see, if Arsenal's what you call it, knew
they're
about
bored.
that, or you know what? I'll play devil's advocate. Maybe they do, or maybe they did. And how do we know that those turnaround in results might not have been due to a talking to from them? You get what I'm saying?
True. They could have said to him and said, right, you have to get points during this period.
So you know what I mean?
I'm here looking at the form, and Arsenal have won 3 out of their last 5 games, only lost 1 out of their last 5. So they're one of the more informed teams in the league. Whereas you look at Chelsea, who've only won 1 in their last 5.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
And that's 3 losses.
That's my problem with Chelsea at the moment. Do you know what it is as well with Chelsea? As much of the attacking power and all that what they have, when I was watching them against City, I was like, I don't know what are you gonna do? Like, to me, I couldn't see what you're gonna do. I couldn't see a way back in for Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know, like if that was happening to City, I'd be like, yo, you man better see this game out because you know what they can do. Do you get what I mean? I didn't get that feeling. I was like, yeah, this is done. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But all right, switching lanes in the same game, but to the winning team, Manchester City, who played very well. I was very impressed with them. Very impressive performance. Like, to go away to Chelsea, any Chelsea side is not an easy thing to do. It's still a talented Chelsea side. And Manchester City were on point. They could have ran away with it. If it had been 5 or 6-0, I don't even think Chelsea fans could have complained about that. It wouldn't have been a shock. They created chances at will. And one thing that isn't being spoke about enough, and this is why you need to talk to other fans, because Jan City brings this to my attention all the time, how well City's defense has been. I'm looking here. They have the best defense in the Premier League. They played 50 matches and only conceded 13 goals.
I told man about Ruben Diaz.
Go on.
You know what I'm saying?
He's even got John Stones looking like a player.
See, John Stones. One thing I will say about John Stones is, and I know I've called him like the Phil Jones who can pass.
Yeah, that's what I got him as. Yeah.
But you see that passing ability will get him out of many a conundrum, many a problem. You get what I'm saying? But you see, even if you have a player like a John Stones, you know, when you have a manager like Pep, you see what Pep will be able to do. He will already know what John Stones can't do. Yeah. And he'll say, right, you can't do that. Safe. Let me improve what you can do. And he will be able to get a tune out of John Stones, i.e., in a Fergie type of way. You know, like with I want this to sound right so people don't think I'm dissing these ex-United players. But you know, with like a John O'Shea.
Right.
Where like if when John O'Shea goes somewhere else, it's a
different John O'Shea.
Yeah, it's a drop down in it because this person's not able to get out of you. Don't get me wrong, Fingy will be able to get a tune out of him now and he'll go somewhere else and he'll go back to that other John Stones.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But
that's the sign of a good manager. And I've said this about Pep all the time. We can write him off, but Pep has always got it in him.
Don't just lose that. Even Mourinho, who I don't believe is what he was, you don't just lose it completely.
You see,
like, you don't lose
know what it is?
powers.
Yeah, you don't lose everything.
Yes.
So for me, what people are going on like Pep is like Mourinho. For me, Mourinho is a shadow of what he was.
I get what you're saying.
But whereas I'll say Pep's probably just lost the shine. That's it. He just lost that shine. You can get the shine back. You know what I'm saying?
For the first time, he's been challenged.
Yeah,
that's what I would
say.
Shine back. He's been challenged for the first time.
Pep's like a nice car. You know, like a nice car.
Yeah.
And you get the teacut and it go all shiny in it, and then the shine goes. You still get the teacut and the shine back.
Get the shine back.
Whereas, like for me, Mourinho, you got dents. You got dents in the Mourinho's car is full of dents, bruises, bumper hanging off.
Yeah.
But he's still got a good engine in there, and he might be able to beat you in a race every now and again. You get what I'm saying?
It still might get you from A to B.
Yes.
A to C. It still might make that a long journey. I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So people have tried for a while to put the doubt on Pep. For me, when Pep stops making mad formations and decisions, Pep's hands down. Tactically, you can't really say I'm gonna go toe to toe with Pep today and I'm gonna blow him away. The only person who's managed to do that consistently, actually, I say the only 2 people who've managed to do that consistently is Ollie and Klopp. Yeah, and Ollie's are still with a bit of like, You know what I'm saying?
I get what
Like
you're
you did it, but bro, it's like next time you might do it to you.
I
Do you
get
know
what
what I'm
you-
saying?
I
And
get
we
what
got
you're
them
saying.
soon, so we'll see.
So with that, I've said this from the jump. I did pick Liverpool after the transfer window was closed. I picked Liverpool as my favourites, and I've said this all during out this period with teams dropping points, inconsistent results for teams, etc., etc. That Manchester City are still, to me personally, the only team that can stop Liverpool from winning the league. Unfortunately, as a Manchester United fan, I still believe it is between those two. And with the injuries that Liverpool have had, and with the defense Manchester City currently have, and I said this before on this show, when I said people say attack wins you games, defense wins you titles. With City, it might just be on Aguero being fit.
Oh, I said
It could
that
be
the other
Aguero
day.
being
See
fit.
now,
If Aguero's fit, that changes everything.
sorry, a fit Aguero puts them even with Liverpool for me. I don't care. I don't care what you say.
He's that good. Yes,
He's
I
that
can't even I would still edge it to Liverpool, but
Yeah.
I'm not even going to dispute it. Like I've said this, if Aguero's fit, that changes their whole
And
season.
I mean,
If he's fit,
what
changes
I've
their
realised
whole
what he's
season.
doing is, you know, he's actually fit. But have you realised what Pep's doing?
We just got him on the bench and bringing him on. Yeah.
He's, you know what he wants? He's probably thinking, you know what? I don't want an 80%.
Yeah.
Give me 100%.
Aguero.
Give me that. And you know what? This would have been the worst time to bring back an injury-prone player with all the matches that you have.
Yeah, especially over this Christmas period, which is
so
busy anyway. Yes.
That's the absolute worst time. So this is what I'm trying to say. If that's Ollie or Lampard with that player, we throw him in.
Yeah,
and
here's
that's
the
not
thing.
due to them being a lesser of a manager. It's just experience.
Yeah, because Pep knows. He knows how key Aguero is. As good as Manchester City's team and squad is, you can't replace that. You can't just go and get, even if you had 200 million to spend, who are you going to go and get that guarantees you goals for that longer period of time? He's been here 10 plus years and consistently with injuries, because he gets injured at least a couple more times every season.
I don't think he's done a full
season. He's always one goal off or two goals off.
The whole time he's been here, you know. I don't think he's done a full Prem season.
Yeah.
I don't think he has.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's wild. We'll get on to United because I can see Jan City, who's a City fan, and Ryan is a Liverpool fan. And we've got Rahul talking about Manchester United winning the league, which we will also get into. And Ryan commented and says, I've already booked my flight to Timbuktu in the summer. And Jan City says, I'm coming with you. Yeah, man, everyone's shook. But I'm back onto Manchester City just before we get off them. Because they're on 29 points. They have a game in hand. So obviously, if they win that game in hand, that takes them to 32 points. And then they're a point behind United and a point off Liverpool. So they're basically a point off top, which makes it close. Like I said, they're the two teams I'm looking at. Just looking at the table here as well, Spurs. Because we've seen Spurs have the highs of the highs when there's certain fans of theirs were on social media thinking Spurs were going to win the league. Then they had that drop-off in form. They had a major drop-off. And then now they've won a couple games. Well, they've won one game in their last 5. That goes to show. So they've not even come back. So yeah, they won their last game, but they've won 1 in 5. But they're still only 4 points off the top of the league. Also, do I believe Spurs can win it? No. But can they finish top 4, top 6? Yes.
You know, I think I've said this. I will continue to bang this drum.
Go
on. Spurs are a few injuries away from being like 8th. Oh, honestly.
You're talking Kane and Son, basically.
I'm talking Kane and Son.
All right. And is that due to the way the manager plays? Is it a manager system? Because I've seen Spurs fans complain about Mourinho's style of play.
I'd say no.
That it was a game they drew against. Was it the Burnley game? They drew a game and they scored first, and then Mourinho just shut up shop straight away.
In terms of them probably not pushing on, because if you look at Tottenham's record in their last few games, if Tottenham push on from when they had that form and everyone's talking, they might be, Tottenham could be in a really good place in the table right now.
Oh, definitely.
Do you get what I mean? So how I would put it is there over dependency on Kane and Son Mourinho's fault? No. I think Mourinho's seen that and he's used that. One thing I will say about Mourinho, if he does see something, he will use it. If it fits in with his style. Kane and Son, do you know why Kane and Son fit in with Mourinho's style?
Go on.
I was saying this to someone the other day. You know what Mourinho's done here with Tottenham? I don't know if people realize this, but for me, the setup of this team mimics his Porto team.
Go on, elaborate.
Okay. So when I say that, I mean it's a big, strong, hard-working team.
Yeah.
They're not the best team in their league.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Porto was, but I'm saying
I'm
in
thinking
terms
more
of
in Milan, but I get what you're saying.
like smaller. Nah, because he's not got that caliber. Apart from the Kane and Son, he's not got nowhere near.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying is that they weren't the best team in Europe, but still won the Champions League.
I know, but he still had Etus.
Yeah, he did.
And you know what it is? Like, Bergwijn ain't an Etu. You get where I'm coming from? And, and Doherty is not Zanetti. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm dropping it to the Porto, because I feel like, apart from old school Deco, they probably fit. It's probably a fit with all the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's that type of, we're not world beaters, but we'll give it you on your day. Yeah. That's where I see it is. And he's gone back to that hard working, because he's always got that hard working. That's always been a Mourinho feature. But for me, it's he's utilising what he has up front. And that's why I'm using the Porto one. Because for me, that Porto team relied on Benny McCarthy and Derlei and Carlos Alberto and Deco. So he's relying on the attacking prowess, maybe not to win him games because he's so defensive, but to impact a game. Mourinho cannot impact a game positively without Kane or Son. You understand where I'm going?
And that comes down to style, because he wouldn't even try. He wouldn't even try with a Bergwijn. He wouldn't even try with a Gareth Bale, who we need to talk about at some point. Definitely, we need to have that conversation when it comes to flops.
Yes, don't need to talk about Bale. Bale's bailed out. That's what it is. Bale bailed out. He's gone.
Like, but he's not even trying to win games. So yeah, switching lanes from Spurs, Everton, who are currently 6, won 4 out of their last 5. Okay, they lost their last game, disappointing to West Ham at home. But if you look at the results, they beat Sheffield United the way you would expect. They beat Leicester away, which you wouldn't expect. Arsenal at home, we've seen Arsenal coming from. And they beat Chelsea at home as well. Go on.
You see the Leicester one? For me...
Okay, if someone would have said, Everton's at home to Chelsea, away to Leicester, and at home to Arsenal, you're going to get 7 points. They would have took that. That's a fantastic return. But you wouldn't expect it, though. If someone would have said they're getting 7 points,
maybe not the other 2 games, but you see that Everton-Leicester?
Yeah.
Is
that the difference in manager?
What wins them that game?
Yes. Is that the caliber of, like, if you switch the managers, the Leicester win that game?
Yes.
You're doing it.
Exactly. You get where I'm coming from, innit? The teams are pretty much, I'd say the teams are pretty much even.
Yeah, there's not much in between.
There's not much.
There's talent on both sides. For an Ndidi,
you could argue,
Allen.
Yes.
A Dominic Calvert-Lewandowski for a Vardy.
You could say Maddison Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I get what you're saying. Yes.
It's that same type of, there's not, even if, I think Rodriguez is better than Maddison, but there's not much between them.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Rodriguez is better, but Maddison is not miles behind, is what you're saying.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So, yeah, that for me is manager. And for them, I think they're having an excellent season. Oh, yeah,
as you would expect, though, when you bring in a quality manager and back him, and he's brought in quality players and they have a system, that's why he's getting the most out of it. They've won 4 out of their last 5. Yeah, 4 out of their last 5 games. They are the most informed team in the league.
Without Fingy as well.
Without their best player. You could argue definitely without their most creative player.
And Richarlison's only just come back, but he's
people that's really swept under the carpet. The remarkable job he's doing. There's no way they should be the informed team. No way. The fact that they're 6 again on 29 points. They're literally, if someone would have said 16 games in, Everton would be 4 points off top.
I know we bang on about this guy so much, but
that's because he's quality.
You know when I really deep it, yeah.
You
know, for how macro the league's been in the past 2 years, and I'll say this year and I'll say the year before, in terms of challenge for the top. Seriously, everyone needs to get their act together because he's building.
Yes.
Give him another year. Maybe even, another 2 years.
Another 2 years, yeah. If he brings in 2 or 3 players this summer and then 2 or 3 players the next summer, they have a serious team.
I already think.
I'm concerned. I've said this.
No, I am.
I'm legit concerned, yes.
More and more, I know we go there and we seem to do good recently.
Yeah, we have a good record there.
But in the past we've not. You know what I mean? But you have to really watch what he's doing because...
Brian said Ancelotti is doing all that with that loser in there as well. So I presume he's talking about Pickford, but that tells you all you need to know. How come he's not playing the goalkeeper he brought in, though?
Olsen.
Yeah? Is he doing what Pep did?
Do you know what it is?
With Hart. Actually, no, he didn't.
Nah,
I can't even say that because he got rid of Hart straight away. I don't know. Is he giving him enough rope to hang himself?
Could be doing that. Or he could have...
Theoretically speaking, people.
You know what it is? You have to really understand. My man's alone, isn't it?
Who?
Olsen. The other keeper he got was alone.
Oh, was alone. I didn't know they didn't purchase
So for me, it could be a thing of I'll get this other guy in for when I'm not feeling you. You're out. But show me what you can do. Prove yourself.
Prove yourself.
Could be one of them.
Chance.
Could be like a bit of a kick.
Yes.
Because, you see, this is one thing which I think every other team, I'd say every other team, apart from City and Tottenham, lack.
Go on.
A manager with the nous. You know, the mind games, I can get this out of a player. I know I talk to this player like this, I get this reaction.
Know what to do. No, man management. So you know who to criticize, who to praise, who needs the arm around the shoulder, who to drop, who to not drop, etc. Like, you know how it works. And Ancelotti's been around. He owns the block. Not been around the block. He is the block. You know what I'm saying? He is the block, literally.
The block.
Yes. You know like, he's been here from when they've knocked stuff down and built stuff up. Like, that's how long it is.
Yeah. No, them man, You've been one of them, like your uncle or something, he's like, yo, you see that park there? Remember when that was like primary school? And you're like, like, when was this?
That type of
40
thing.
years ago, we like, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Literally, he is the block. So it's like Ancelotti, that's why. And I said this as well at the top, I think, of the season. I said, obviously, not so much this season, but they worry me with the way he's improved the squad, the signings.
You know what it is?
It's slow building.
It's slow, it's steady.
And it's below it's off the radar.
Yes, that is
it's below the radar.
It's slow, it's steady, it's below the radar. Any other Everton manager at this point of the season who's 6 is getting praise to the high hills.
David Moyes, that's what got him the United job. He did this season in, season out. They finished top 7, sometimes made the Champions League.
Man got a 6-year contract at the biggest club in the world for finishing 6th. What kind of idiot are we, bro? Man finished 6th for 6 years and you give him a 6-year contract. Man, you know what I'm saying? All the 6s. Man thought they were gambling or something. You know what I'm saying? So this is where for me, he's dangerous. He's dangerous because now
I'm legit concerned.
Do you know what it is? All right, I'll tell you where this is going. He finishes 6th, they get into Europe. That's when and I'll tell you this will make a lot more sense now. In terms of the Italian league, what competition are AC Milan in?
They currently in Europa League. Yeah.
What competition are Inter Milan in? Europa League. What competition are Napoli in? I'm sure if they've not just dropped out, they might be in the Champions League actually.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, I think Lazio are in the Champions League as well. So then you look at your Romas, your Atalantas, Yeah.
You're
telling me he can't get players from these teams, bro, with qualifying for Europe under his belt?
Of course he can. I think he could. I think he's that good. He can get played. Who else is getting Rodriguez to Everton with no European football whatsoever? He's one of the few men that can do that. That's his pull. How is he getting Allen to come? Allen wouldn't look out of place in a Manchester City side, a Liverpool side, a Manchester United side. He's a top
player.
Top drawer.
Like literally, if you look at
top baller,
so if I say to you, all right, then I even put it to you like this: you might not be his best fan, but Richarlison gets on the biggest team's benches, doesn't he?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Even though I'm not his biggest fan, he gets on people's benches.
He's City, whoever, Liverpool impact player, we'll have him. You know what I'm saying? So Calvert-Lewin, you could argue he's pushing.
Yeah, he definitely could be back
pushing.
He definitely could be back because he offers you something different.
I think
like Giroud, he offers you something different.
I think Calvert-Lewin, implemented correctly. Obviously, this is like one of the most lethal strikers in Europe at the moment. This is the thing sometimes with the English hype. If the English hype doesn't get carried from a certain time, certain players don't get it.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin should be getting the English hype right now. He's not.
Considering the way his team's performing, yes. Your team's 6. Your team is the informed team currently.
If Calvert-Lewin is, as you call him,
Dominic Calvin-Lewandowski.
Yeah. Or even, I don't know, man's like Portuguese or something.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Domenico.
If he's opponents.
Yeah. Domenico Calverto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
He's getting the hype. Yes.
He's getting the hype, innit?
But because he's
man are talking about how old is he? This and that. Man, let's start 70 mil. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, will start spouting them stupid fees. Do you get what I'm saying? But no one's doing that at the moment with him. So but at the same time, I think this is what is enabling him to continue performing. Again,
like Everton, we just spoke on, under the radar, quietly going about their business.
So for me, dangerous. I think it's literally as well because of how the Italian league is set up. I think it's going to be a season or two.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Oh yeah, big up Faris as well. He says, "Evening, my guys. Just wanted to pass by and salute you, man, for the work rate. Gotta respect the hustler. Yeah, man, we back, but much appreciated. Love Faris.
You know what it is? I honestly think if you give it a year or two, we're gonna see a really big Italian player.
Yeah,
or a really big player from La Liga.
A marquee signing where you're like, whoa,
who's gonna go to Everton? Because what you really have to deep as well. There might be someone who's in a similar situation to a James Rodriguez right now
that we don't know about like that.
Yeah,
he will definitely know. Yes,
you get what I'm saying?
1,000%.
And he might be able to get him and bring him along because for me, Everton right now, they just need a backup for Calvert-Lewin, and
I think a backup for Calvert-Lewin, another like inside wide player, for instance, say Gucci Headman from Newcastle, or a Salah-esque or a Mane-esque or Rashford-esque, somebody like that is what I'm saying. To add to the X factor with Rodriguez, so they now have somebody else to mark. It's not just Rodriguez, it's Rodriguez and this player. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And Richarlison. And then there's more. And then probably centre-back as well, I think he'll look at.
Yeah.
I think he'll go get a centre-back.
I'm not... Mina and Keane, I don't know what it is about that.
It just doesn't fit right.
Yeah,
so where they're trying to go, it wouldn't work. If Moyes was there, fine.
Excellent.
If Moyes is there, fine. But where Ancelotti is trying to go in terms of Europa League, Champions League, attack the league properly, definitely not. I can definitely see him going to get a centre-back. He's probably scouted him already. He's probably had the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably had the conversation.
This is what I'm trying to say about him as well. He knows how to operate, bro. He knows how to operate. You tell me, what match was it? Was it even the derby? There was a match where, it was. I think it was the derby where they got away with it, and he did something. Pickford did something, and I can't remember if the goal got. Basically, the Everton conceded a goal, and I think the goal got disallowed in the last second.
Oh yeah, was it Mane's shoulder blade was offside or something?
Something mad, yeah. And I remember, man, cost him in Italian. You know, man, cost him, bro. Man, just seeing him vex, bro. Cost him one of his Italian brethren, and he cost him. And you know when a man cosses you in his native tongue, you don't want people keeping receipts of what he said.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know, because that's his natural reaction. You always, when you curse, wherever, and B and JV can both advocate for this. Wherever your background or origin is, especially when it's Caribbean, if my mum starts cursing, she'll just go into a Bayesian accent for no reason whatsoever. For no reason. Native. Yeah, if my dad's cursing, he'll just go into a Jamaican accent for no reason whatsoever. And that goes for all my uncles and aunts on either side.
Straight out,
and I bet it's the same for you as well.
You get what I'm saying?
Your mum will just go into a Catition accent, just rags.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm trying to say. Because when that happened, I think it was like a day or two after Robin Olsen signed. I'm like,
because you called it, actually. You said he's cursing him out. I think you called that. You said that.
Yo, he's cursing. I said, and I said he's going to buy someone. Yeah. I literally said, he's going to buy someone. We've all seen what happens when a manager loses faith.
Yeah.
In a player.
Facts.
And that was one of the moments. So for me, you know what it is? He's managing that squad very well. He's doing a Fergie-esque job because some of those players are not players who deserve to finish 6th in the Premier League. Do you get what I'm saying?
He's really getting the most out of them.
Yeah, of course.
Really is.
What did Mina look like when he first come over here? He looked shocking, bro. I'm not saying he's turned him into a world beater, but he's turning into someone who we can get a tune out of.
Yeah.
As I was talking about before with Pep and John Stones. This is what the best managers are able to do. I can use you till I don't need you no more. Do you get what I mean?
And then because I played you to this level, I can get some good money for you as well.
You understand?
I value to you as a football player now.
Yes. Because if Stones continues to play like this, and then at the end of the season, Pep goes, right, you know what, mate, you've done good, but we're parting ways. We'll sort everything out for you. We'll get you a nice, good move. Yeah? Do you want to go back to Everton? No, you know what, I won't mind that. We'll get you back there, mate. Don't worry. We'll sort it. Yeah? When that happens now, you have to remember, City paid 50 mil for him. Yeah. If Everton now want to come in for him and it's 50 mil, but then based on the last season, they probably go, all right. Do you get what I mean?
Huh?
And then this is why some of these managers are smarter than you think, because he's probably looked at John Stones there and gone, well, that's 50 mil worth of player I'm not using.
Let me try and put him next to Diaz, because Laporte's not even playing, which is crazy. That's the maddest part about Manchester City.
Well, I said this. I said you can't play 2 left-footed centre-backs, so something's going to give. That's why I didn't understand them getting Ake as well.
I said that's mad. Ake.
And look, what did I say about Ake? Some days won't even be in the squad. Where is it? Do you get what I mean? No disrespect to the guy.
Yeah.
When I say things like this, people, I'm not personally having attacks on the players. I'm just calling things what I see. Yeah. So I said that there will be times when Ake won't be in there, and it started him offered him like a false left back and all this madness. He likes all that false business, doesn't he? Pep. But Laporte's not playing. Laporte, you know one thing I'd say about Laporte? I think he's going to be one of these players that we're never going to see the best of due to injuries.
Yeah, injuries. Yes, he's one of them.
He's not. You're never going to see I hate to say it, but like a Van Dijk-esque season.
Yeah. Unfortunate, and that's unfortunate as a football
where
fan.
he cements his name.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that guy.
In Premier League, legacy history.
We should really get one of them from Laporte. You get what I'm saying?
Hopefully, even though I'm a United fan saying this, you do just from a footballing fan perspective. You want to see the best of the best. Everyone who's watching right now on YouTube, please make sure you hit that like button on the video.
Yeah, mash that.
Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Pi Radio YouTube and hit the notification bell. We go live every Monday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Make sure also if you're watching on Facebook, you hit the like button and share it. And if you're watching via the Pi Radio, Twitter, the Periscope, retweet and like the tweet and follow From a Third Eye View across all them socials as well. So, all right, switching gears to Arsenal, who obviously, as United fans, we're going to troll about relegation, etc. But props to Arteta, props to the team. They've won 3 on the bounce. They've managed to move up to 11th, ease any relegation fears. And you look at the results, it started with Chelsea. This is why Super Frankie Lampard, I said this, has blood on his hands.
Yeah, because that's the one.
That's the result that kicked momentum swinger. If they lose that, someone said this to me. And it was like, if they lose that, Brighton then becomes a sackable game in terms of it makes it plausible for him to get sacked if they lose that.
Yes.
But momentum, that Chelsea result, London derby, one of your biggest rivals, probably behind Spurs. They hate each other. And you get a win like that. And Chelsea were poor in that game. So like I said, Super Frankie Lampard, he has blood on his hands because he stopped. The Arsenal banter was fever pitched. I had my memes ready to go. I had videos still in my phone that I would have used ready to go.
You give these man confidence to start chatting.
That's serious, yo.
You know what I see? Oh,
go on, talk about it. I know where you're gonna go. Go on, talk about it.
Oh my god, that actually gave me a headache. I just remembered what one of you Arsenal man said.
I know exactly where you're gonna go. Go on, say it.
Seen an Arsenal man compare this Smith Rowe kid to Xavi.
Yep. There's that. Was it Adam Smith Rowe? I think his name is Adam Smith Rowe. Emil Smith Rowe. Yeah. All right, Emil Smith Rowe.
Don't get me wrong. He's been outstanding. He has been outstanding for years. But come on, bro. 3 games. 3 games.
And 2 of them were against teams who in the relegation battle. It was West Brom and Brighton. West Brom and Brighton.
You know what I seen someone?
They're the 2 teams. West Brom are 19th and Brighton are 17th.
Check the players I've seen him be in a finger to. Xavi. Then I seen the next man say De Bruyne and the next man say Bruno. I'm like,
yeah, these Arsenal fans. But that's why when Arsenal start losing again, it'll be beautiful. But like,
and they wonder why. They wonder why everyone has it in for them when they lose. Because you say some of the most ridiculous stuff.
They say outrageous stuff, and they say like I said, next to Manchester United, because we are a shameless fan base on social media. For those that aren't on social media, you won't know this. For those who are, will know this. Our fan base is shameless. I said this after we beat. What game was it? After we beat Aston Villa, I said, our fan base is the most shameless I've ever seen, and I'm all for it. Yeah, I was hyping it up because that's what you got to do. But
I ain't going to be out here and even know how Bruno's flying right now.
You ain't going to call him Prime Zidane.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you're not going to say
one United fan has done that.
You're not going to say, he's Ronaldinho.
You understand what I'm saying? Man are not taking it there. These man are seeing 3 games and going, computing it up. Yeah. And it's like, come on, man. This is how you kill the kid.
Yeah.
When he has 2 bad games in a row, you're going to murder him. Did you get what I'm saying?
That's it. That's the whole point.
But one thing I will say as well about Arteta, which I'm not really understanding, is he's getting a lot of praise for playing these kids. But these kids haven't been anywhere. These kids have not just come back off loans and you started playing. They've been here the whole time. The whole time these men have been here, It's not like these men have just come back off he's not just come back off loan for a half season loan and been smashing it in the championship or something. And then you're going, all right, let's get him in. He's been there the whole time. So, go on. You get what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? I don't understand how you've managed to let these men slip under your nose. Like, you've been playing, man. And one thing as well, has anyone not noticed how he seems to have a normal formation now? They're doing good. He's got a normal formation. He's not got 3 man on the left wing. So to me, I'm like watching this now, and I'm like, oh, so you could do it all along. You didn't messing about.
Maybe you know what he did as a manager. He realized this isn't working. Let me switch it up. And then I think, obviously, Arsenal fans be on Willian's case. Willian's not played. David Luiz hasn't been playing, and he's gone from the experience and started playing the younger players. And they're hungry. Like, I watched all 3 of these games against Chelsea, even though they won 3-1. Arsenal weren't that good. Chelsea were just terrible. Against Brighton, they weren't that good. It was just that Brighton, they're in 17th for a reason. If they stay up, the highest they'll probably finish is 15th. That's for a reason. Then they played West Brom, and yes, West Brom are a very, very, very poor side. Arsenal were brilliant.
Do you know what it is with West Brom?
Brilliant. Like, that could have been 6 or that's one of them games. It could have been 6 or 7, and West Brom fans couldn't have complained. Arsenal were brilliant from cut you up. From the first minute to the last minute, Arsenal were on point.
Do you know what the weirdest thing about it was? So he went back to a normal formation, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've seen Arsenal look like Arsenal in a very long time.
Yeah.
He's looked like Arsenal.
One of the goals was Arsenal.
Arsenal,
I think they created a chance, but it didn't go in, but it was Arsenal.
Nah, bro, they did a goal.
Saka's goal, yes.
Yeah, him and Smith, bro. If I would have, I don't know, fell in a coma in the early 2000s and I wake up and watch that, I'm thinking it's
the same man.
That looked like Youngberg and Will Todd, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Perez and all them
guys.
Guys.
You know what I'm saying? You could have told me that was Perez and Kanu. And yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I fully get what you're saying.
That is, for me, if you've not, right, one second. For someone who's played at that club, yeah? What he's done in the time he's been there, he's wasted time. Because why is it that the formula what's working now is the formula what you've already known? The formula what's working now is the Arsenal formula. It is the bog standard everyday Arsenal DNA formula. Yeah. That he's not. So I'm looking at this now and it's like, what have you been doing? I don't care if you won the FA Cup because you nearly got your team relegated. You've even though you're coming back up now, mentally you've damaged some players. Okay,
so let's talk about that because that's where I was going to go anyway. Is this a turning point for them to now kick on? They've won their last 3 Premier League games, and their next games in the Premier League, they've got Crystal Palace at home on the 14th, Newcastle on the 18th at home, game, Palace, and then Southampton on the 26th away. And then to finish out the month, it's Arsenal, Manchester United at the Emirates. So the next 4 games are Newcastle at home, Crystal Palace at home, Newcastle at home, Southampton away, Manchester United at home.
You see that 2 Newcastles, that's going to mess them up.
But the Newcastle, Southampton.
No, because look, they've got Newcastle in the cup and then they've got them again in the league.
Right, because they got Newcastle on the 9th, people in there.
So you see that Newcastle.
And then they have them again on the 18th.
9th, 14th, 18th. Yeah. If you look at those 3 matches, those 3 matches right there are slogs. That's going to be a hard. Every one of them matches is going to be, you've got to give your everything first minute till the end. Do you get what I'm saying? So, have they got that in them? That's the classic age-old Arsenal problem, innit? Do you know what I mean?
We're going to find out because the thing is with Crystal Palace, we know that record against the top 6, I think, is the best. Someone mistake me in the comments if I'm wrong. Their record, so they travel very well away to the top 6. They travel away. Newcastle at home, you know what it's going to be with a Steve Bruce Newcastle. You already know what it's going to be.
You're not going to enjoy it.
If you don't get an early goal, it's a long night.
Shout out Madon Kendall. It's a Newcastle. You get me?
Oh, yeah, she's Newcastle familiar. Yes. Shout out all the Geordies. Southampton away. We know what it's like with Hasselhütter, as our Dunsai calls him. You know what I'm saying? Hasselhütters and that. And then obviously Manchester United away, which it's always Arsenal, Manchester United, even if this is in League 2, is always a big game.
Yeah.
Always a big game. Always going to be feisty.
Gotta get revenge for your 1-0 battering as well.
Oh, yeah. We're going to find out. So that's the thing is because of the way this league, we could be talking here the 1st of February, the next show. So let me check the calendar. They play us on the 30th, which is the Saturday. So Monday the 1st, we could be talking about Arsenal being as high as 5th, 6th. But we could be talking about Arsenal being as low as 15th, 16th. Because they're playing teams in and around them. Because you got to think, they're playing Crystal Palace, who are below them just a point. They're playing Newcastle, who are 4 points below them.
Do you know why that is?
They're playing Southampton, who are only 3 points ahead of them and only a couple places above them.
That's because we are in the most inconsistent season ever.
Yes.
Ever. And this brings me on to the next point. I want to leave the Arsenal now. Yeah, there's not much to say. Because to be honest, I think you will do what you've done earlier in the season, where you misperform and you do that. I think you will do that again.
Be inconsistent.
Yeah, I think you will do that again. So I'm not even going to sit here and wax lyrical and hype. What I will say is, it's funny how the kids have got more about them, and I mean even mentally. The kids seem to have more about them mentally than these people who you're bringing in. Your Williams, your Louises, your these. So your recruitment needs to be looked at severely, Arsenal. Because
why is Saka your best player?
Yes. Why is someone who your
Smith
fan
Rowe.
base, who 70% of your fan base didn't know about a year or two ago, your best player? And that's not because you've bought him in from somewhere. He's been at your club. How is he your best player? How is he your player of the season?
I'm just looking at it here. Newcastle have a game in hand on them. Burnley, Burnley only have 16 points. They have 2 games in hand, also on Arsenal. So
you know what? That shows how much. And this is where I'm going to get a backlash from him now. But that shows how much of a small team they've become.
What, that they're worried about Burnley's and Crystal Palace?
Not even that. But not even that. The fact that an academy player is your best player. You name me a big club where an academy player has come through as their best player.
And it's not even close. Like, he's now their go-to guy.
Yes.
He's the guy they look to.
The last time I seen someone
games.
possibly do what Saka done is it
was Januzaj, I think. When we had Moyes, I remember it was on him.
I'd go to the level of, I'd say he's higher than that. Because I don't think we depended on Januzaj for about 2 games, and then we realized, like, okay, yeah, we got to get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got to fit into the. You know what I'm saying?
There was games where he was playing and we were just spraying the ball out wide, and it was like, give it to Januzaj.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. But that's because he was fresh and he's new. Yeah. His hype, we kind of knew after a while, like, okay, we've got to fit you into the team and we've got to implement you. You get what I'm saying? But he's a bit Rooney-esque for me, Saka, in like give me the, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean?
He takes responsibility.
Yeah, give me the ball, I'll do it. I don't care. I'm 20 or whatever. Give me the ball. And that for me, like, as good as Greenwood has been for us,
yeah, he's
not our best player. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even if Bruno don't exist, Greenwood still doesn't be our best player. Do you get what I'm saying? There's still some. So how has this kid become your best player? And he's probably played in, I think I've seen him play every position in that team except for centre back.
He has literally played every position and has done it very well as well.
Do you get what I'm saying? So shout outs to Saka, because that kid is
quality.
He's quality. And I don't know whether Arsenal is the best place for him to implement it. At the moment, I think it is, because he's going to play. If he goes to a big club now, he might not play. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But for me, that shows how much of a small team Arsenal is. They don't actually realise. I'm not dissing. For someone who has less than 100 games under their belt to be your best player, that's a very worrying sign. It's like, well, what are these men doing with 600, 700 games behind them?
All these players you're signing as well.
All these men who are on... You've got men who are probably on 10 times his wages. Listen to what I just said. 10 times his wages. You're probably paying man 10 times his worth.
Yes.
And he's going out on the pitch and doing 10 times more than them. You need to sort that out.
Something needs to be addressed.
Yeah, you need to address that. So yeah, bon Arsenal anyway. I ain't got time for this. If you want more Arsenal, Sarcasm City, 9 p.m. The Arsenal show.
Lovely plug there. So
lovely plug, isn't it?
That was a fantastic segue. That is media trained-esque.
I'm learning from you, bro.
That was A1, because even I didn't see that coming.
That
was exceptional. But yes, as JV touched on Sarcasm City TV, we have added an Arsenal show called Gonna Talk from the Arsenal. Free, exceptional Arsenal fans who know their stuff. So make sure as soon as our show ends, as soon as our show is done, you head over to the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, and they will be going live talking all things Arsenal, and in a very, very, very good mood. Because obviously I'm in a group chat with them, the Arsenal group chat, and they was in fantastic mood. Obviously they've won their last 3 games. But all right, switching lanes to a team that's struggling, even though they are top of the league. Liverpool, they've only won 2 out of their last 5 with 3 draws. And I'm looking here at their results. And who would have thought that they would draw at home to West Brom, away to Newcastle, and they are currently a goal down to Southampton as well. They are coming after beating...
Who is?
Southampton are goal up.
Against who?
Against Liverpool. Liverpool are currently
What?
playing right now. Yes. They're a goal up right now.
Who scored? Click it.
I'm not sure. Let's find out. Danny
Danny
Ings.
Ings. Oh!
Typical Danny Ings.
You can't make it up, bro.
Typical Danny
I
Ings.
say this to people all the time. There's an unwritten rule in football.
About
And I'm
scoring
talking even like
Yeah.
Sunday League, bro.
Go on.
You could go against the team you played for and you bag. And you might not bag after that, you know.
Because you playing that much better, it's a point to prove.
Yeah, it's mad. It always happens,
But you're
innit?
looking now, so Southampton so Liverpool are a goal down currently to Southampton. They drew away at Newcastle. They drew at home to West Brom after that impressive 7-0 result against Crystal Palace. But then also on the 13th of December, they drew away to Fulham. So Fulham, West Brom, Newcastle, they dropped points.
Do you know what
Who
it is
would've
for me?
thought?
Do you know what it is for me?
Injuries. What do you think it is?
It's not the injuries.
Go on.
It's the fact that you've got no one to replace them. It's the squad depth. I still think their squad depth is under question. I said this for a long time. You can buy a Thiago and you can buy a Jota.
Do you reckon they needed more on top of that?
Yes, because the bench is so poor.
I got-
Minamino, I don't care what you say.
Minamino.
Minamino. You know what I'm saying? You know
Minamino.
what I'm saying? The Japanese so solid, MC. You know what I'm saying? My man is not a league-winning attacking midfielder. Do you get what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying, yeah.
There's too much of a drop-off within their squad. And don't get me wrong, the injuries are a big part.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's almost as if there's a lack, there's been a shift of focus.
Yeah, Yancey
And-
said Ings scored after 2 minutes. He lobbed Allison.
See, shift of focus.
Yeah.
And this shows how, see, like what I'm about to say. I heard people saying this about Henderson, and yeah, I get it, but for me, the whole Van Dijk thing is more prevalent because for me, it's more of a. You might say Henderson shouts at Van Dijk and tells him no. Van Dijk's presence. What I mean by that is, you know, my man's that good. Yeah. See, like I could play with Henderson or not. I'm not saying me. I can actually play with Henderson. Saying if I was to play with Henderson and he was shouting at me, I'd listen to him. But in the back of my mind, I'd be like, "You're still dead.
Mhm.
You might be a leader, but you're still dead." Whereas, like someone like Van Dijk is absolutely leading
Top draw.
through talent and passion, and do you know what I'm saying? And leaving everything out there on the pitch.
Yeah.
So as much as a Henderson, he's great for the team and that. Yeah, but someone like a Wijnaldum will be like, yeah, all right, you doing what I do, but you just shout a lot. Do you get what I mean? Do you get where I'm coming from?
I know what you're saying.
That's how certain man will see it, you know. Because he's not. When I hear people, oh, you know, when they don't have Henderson, they miss him. Yeah, they do. But that says more about your team than a Henderson. No, I mean that. I think that says more about your team than Henderson. Because he's not there's leaders who lead by example, and there's leaders who lead by telling you what to do. But sometimes these leaders who are leading by telling you what to do, it don't work. It's like, all right, you go do it then. No, trust me. If I'm your
You're making
leader,
a valid point. The fact that they say they miss Henderson, that says more about the team than actual Jordan Henderson himself.
it does. Because all right, I'll put it to you like this: if I'm a Wijnaldum now, not just Wijnaldum, or anyone in that team, and Henderson's constantly shouting at me, but all I see you do is run around and just bang passes over the top. Anyone can bang passes over the top for Mane and Salah, you know. These men are like, you literally got two road runners, fam. So if you could do a 70% pass, like accurate. They're getting it. They're making it look good.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
More time, it's probably not even going to the feet. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm trying to say. So someone like a Henderson leading by example and a Van Dijk leading by example is two different things.
Mhm.
Because if the Van Dijk cannot then get you to lead, can not then get you to follow, all right, whip that corner and I'll smack it in myself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas if a Henderson, you're not getting that. And I think that's what they're lacking. Your leader is someone who cannot lead for example.
He has to lead via vocal.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes, I
and then if that vocal don't work, what you doing?
You got a point.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
You have a point.
That's what I honestly think with him. Like, the whole Henderson thing now says more about your actual team, because you're telling me you need someone shouting at you all the time for you to know what you need to be doing. No, not having it.
He's saying
Along with your coaches on the sideline, along with your manager shouting at you on the sideline, you really need someone for 90 whole minutes to tell you what to do and keep you in line. Nah, bro. Real leaders lead by example. And when I say that, they go, all right,
I'll do it.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Watch this.
Do you think, why do you think Bruno has so much respect from our whole squad? Why do you think man who have been there longer than him are ready to let him take that mantle? Because he's leading by example. If he just came in and shouted at everyone, man would be like, you do it then. Do you know what I'm saying? You do it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And you know what? Someone
Making a point.
probably has done that to him earlier. You do it then. All right, I will.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
he's gone and done it.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as much as they need leaders, sometimes you different types of leaders. You can't just have one type of leader.
Yeah, there needs to be multiple leaders.
That's why I think
some people lead by example.
Yes.
Some people lead by example. Wait. Yeah, some people lead by example. Some people lead by doing.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And then some lead by both. I prefer if I'm leading something, I lead by example. I've
got to show you.
I lead by example.
As a parent,
not vocal. Yes.
As a parent, me, how I see it is I can tell you what to do 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
But when I show you, you know how to do it.
Do it, yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can shout at you and say, do this and run back. No, I'll show you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference between great teams and like GOAT level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you look at like the Maldinis and
like Maldini will tell you, but he'll do it as well. They're the best leaders.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's
You
people,
need
like
the
you
both
said,
ways.
You can lead by example in terms of going to do it themselves, and then you got people who can vocally tell you.
Why do you think Gerrard is so highly rated?
Because he did both.
Gerrard is literally a perfect blend, leadership-wise, of Henderson and Van Dijk.
Yeah.
I have the
true.
ability. I have the ability, and I also have the other side.
Yeah, you also have that ability. You have the ability to lead by vocal.
Yes.
And G and everybody.
I
up
can
and
tell
keep
you,
everyone
and I can
on.
show you.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's it.
Oh, you're not listening? All right, give me that ball. 30 yard.
All right.
Boom.
This needs to get spoken now. So switching lanes, because I'm excited as a Manchester United fan, but we need to keep as non-biased as possible. Liverpool are currently losing to Southampton, and their next game in the Premier League is the 17th against Manchester United. Manchester United, before Manchester United play Liverpool on the 17th, have Burnley on the 12th.
That's a tough game as well.
Which is a tough game. But technically, this could be very different in terms of pressure. By the time Manchester United travel to Anfield, obviously this is regarding on other results, travel to Anfield on the 17th, Manchester United could be top of the league and a couple points clear. What does that do to that game and the psyche of both those teams?
I ain't gonna
Because
lie.
the pressure was already, to me, the pressure's already on Liverpool more anyway, because they are not only the defending champions, they have the better manager. The pressure's on yous. The pressure's on Liverpool,
You see,
without question. Add on Manchester United now being ahead, the pressure is more so on Liverpool. Defend your crown, defend your title.
And you see, this is why I said, you know what? Yeah, he's won the league. Excellent. All the records, yeah, excellent. It's not a real title race.
Because City just fell off. They've not been under that pressure. When we
They've
talk,
not had an actual, they've not had to fight another team off.
Yeah.
They've not had to, like, you know, like when you watch the dramatic film and a man's like, there's an explosion, a man's falling off the cliff and the bad guy's trying to pull him in it. He's trying to kick the bad guy's hand. They've not had to do that. The explosion happened. The bad guy fell down the cliff and they just got back up.
Yeah, they just
That's
walked
how they
off.
won their league. They've not.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I can't remember. There's not many league titles that United have had where we've not had to fight.
Yeah,
No, our old school ones.
Yeah, I think probably 2001. I think there was one where we won really early.
Yeah,
in like March or April. I think
that's what I'm saying. There's ones where we have done.
I think it's just that one though that I can think of.
But then, you know, like even in that season though, there would have been a fight.
There would have been a challenger. Yeah, it was over before Christmas.
Yeah,
it was done by November.
See, and this is where
we're gonna find out about a lot about Klopp, even though I believe Klopp will pass the test because I believe Klopp is that good. And we're going to find out a lot about their players. You spoke on leadership, on your Van Dijks, your Hendersons, Manes, Salahs, Robertson, Trent, throw Thiago in that mix. All of your key players now, we are going to find out a lot, especially if they drop points in this game and Manchester United go to Burnley and win, and Manchester United are 2 points or a point ahead. By the time that's the game on the 17th kicks off, that's a lot of pressure.
You know what it is?
That's
well,
a lot
I'll
of
put
pressure.
it to you like this.
Go on.
You know what it is? We will find out. But you know who else will find out?
Who?
Liverpool fans. You man are going to find out about these Man U's that man have turned into gods over this past year.
Are they really gods?
Are they really gods?
We're going to find. That's what you like. This is good though. Yeah. This is what is good about this Premier League season is that we're finding. I'm not saying you're not saying it is. I'm saying it's good. Because we're finding out about everyone. We're
Yes.
finding out about Arteta. We're
Yes.
finding out about Lampard.
You know what
We're
it is?
finding out about Oli.
There's nowhere to hide this
Pep.
season, you know?
Because the games are too thick and fast.
Yeah, there's nowhere to hide.
The games
It's
are
too thick and fast, and it's too inconsistent. So you
Yes.
literally have nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
There's
is.
times where, all right then, how many times this season have Liverpool beat someone and they've kind of rolled over? It's not really happened, has it?
Just Palace.
Do you get what I mean? Now I'd say they turned it on a bit. Do you get what I mean?
Aye, fair enough.
They
that's probably my United bias.
no, I know what you're saying. After a while,
Yeah.
it was like, okay.
When you're 3-4-0 down.
Yeah, they turned it on a little bit. They didn't.
They went to
on the full.
Liverpool. We know Liverpool have the talent
Yes.
to do that to
Do
sides.
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like what City did yesterday.
Yeah.
You know they've got it in them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm trying to say. When there's a proper title race, this is when you see. This is when players are made.
Yes.
This is when players
as
are
Fergie
made.
called it, squeaky bum time.
Squeaky
And
bum
obviously,
time.
this is only 16 games in, so it'll be the 17th, 18th. And United play Liverpool, I think it's 5 games to go from the season. So if the teams are still close, but of course, we could be talking prematurely because even if you look, West Ham all the way down in 10th on 26 points. United and Liverpool currently are on 33 points. So there's not a lot. There's not a lot in it whatsoever.
I think that gap will widen now. I think that gap will
We're
widen.
going to find out.
Know what it is, though? I think a lot of the inconsistencies will stop now.
Yeah. Even Arsenal, who we've bantered, are only 10 points off the top.
Yeah. It's because of what you call it. You see this season, right? It's been so. It's because of the start. What we all have to understand now is they're getting...
Everyone's getting up to speed now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you have to really deep the winter they had and the amount of games that they've not had in pre-season and this and so you can really write off the first 5 games as pre-season. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So,
all right. So, say for instance, they do lose to Southampton. That would leave them on 33 points with 17 games played. United would be on the same amount of points, but 16 games played. But Manchester United beat Burnley on the 12th. That would take Manchester United 3 points clear of Liverpool heading to Anfield.
you see
That pressure, I think, that swings so much in Manchester United's favour if that happens. Obviously, we're talking ifs. They have
you see what it
they have
is?
to lose to Southampton or draw. Or United still have to go and beat Burnley.
This is one thing that Liverpool haven't had. This is what I'm saying.
Pressure on,
and you've been the top team.
You're now the team everyone wants to beat. You're now the number 1 target, which is what happens when you're the Premier League champions.
How do they cope with that? I don't think they cope well with it. You know what? Take into we've got more games in it. No, say nothing.
Yeah,
take into consideration, the whole, as I said, start of the season and everything. They've not been as good. Like, if you say 16, they've played 16 games.
Yeah.
Won 9, drawn 6, lost 1.
Yeah. Then draws. 6 draws out of 16 games is a lot if you're trying to chase the title. That's a lot of draws. That is IKEA. That's a lot of draws.
This is the difference between this season and last season.
Go on.
Say, for instance, 4 of those draws are wins.
Yeah. They clear now.
There's that gap.
Clear.
That's that gap. Do you understand what I'm saying?
If you change 6 of those draws into wins, that's 8 points, which will take them to 40. So they'd be 7 clear of United. I think I got that maths right.
No, what was that? 4 draws.
You said 4 draws if you change them into wins. So it's 2 extra points.
Yeah, 4 times 3. Oh, you're doing it extra.
Yeah, I'm doing it. What's extra? What's added on top?
But this is what I'm right. So you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And this takes me on to my next point because I want to talk a bit about United.
All right, let's go into United. That's where we're going. Let's go.
So, do you remember that? I call it the lockdown form.
Yeah.
Do you remember that lockdown form?
When we came, yeah. Straight after lockdown.
We just went mad.
Yeah.
Because everyone else was on point, that lockdown form. In the end, it just scraped us.
Because then we fell off as well, which tarred it. It put a black mark on it.
Yeah,
because we
tarnished it in it.
Because we literally crawled over the finish line.
So here's where I'm coming from with this one. The form that we're on now is no different to that lockdown form. This is the lockdown form, which I predicted earlier will get us challenging this year. I've always said if we can just get a bit of form,
we'll challenge
because we've got the quality. It's not even a case of consistency because how inconsistent this season fits in with us because we're inconsistent.
Yeah, we are consistent. That being said, we won 10 out of 16 games and only lost 3.
That's what I'm saying. No, but in terms of
Nah, that we
You
have
know what it is?
the performances. Yes.
Yes, we're inconsistent in terms of performance.
Yeah.
If you actually really look at it in terms of results,
Yeah.
we get really mad about some games that if before the game you said withdraw, we take it.
Certain
But because
games,
of how
yes.
we have performed in that game,
it makes it even worse.
it makes it
Because
worse.
you're like, the win is there. Like I look at the Leicester game, the win was there.
Do
Leicester
you
weren't
understand
good
where I'm
that
coming
day.
from?
Leicester were not good that day, and we gave them 2 goals.
Do you get where
They
I'm coming
literally
from?
created nothing. We gifted them 2 goals.
And that's, but then if before that match you go
2-2 away to Leicester, you take that.
2-2
Yes.
Leicester away, all right.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm trying to say. This is where people don't understand why United fans are so angry with the manager previously. Because I've seen, Ollie Yoon lot saying, no, I'm saying if we sorted out at the start, we'd be clear. Do you get what I'm
And this
saying?
is my biggest critic
and
of
people
him.
don't understand that.
That's my biggest criticism of Ollie is the fact if you look at the league and you look at the players we have and you look at the silly points we've dropped,
Look at those
Look
free
at-
losses.
look at
those.
the 3 losses and 3 draws we have,
Getting up
silly.
them 3 losses now.
We just mentioned one with Leicester. That should have been a win. So that's an extra 2
All
points.
right, then one of them losses is Palace. One of them is Tottenham.
Tottenham. There you go.
And who's the other one?
House Bios. Who was it?
Get me? And it's games we shouldn't have thinking.
Yeah.
That is why
People are very critical of Ollie.
people are critical of the manager.
And there's a manner in which, look at the manner in which we lost Palace this early. Look at the manner in which we lost against Spurs. Look at the manner in which we drew against Leicester City.
And how people don't understand this, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is why Ollie gets so much flames, because all the people who are now going, oh, he's winning now, so what are you man saying?
Yeah.
No, but yous weren't saying this when he wasn't.
Yes.
Yous weren't saying he's gonna smash it and we'll be second. You
Yeah.
were saying just give him time.
Give him time. The
So you were
team's
just
not good
begging,
enough.
man, to be
Yeah.
nice.
The
You were just
team's
asking me to be
the
nice
team's
to
not
him.
good enough, etc. He needs more.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yes.
Man, they would have agreed with you and said, oh, you know, it's not good that we didn't. This is what they do. They go, yeah, we should have won, but, you know, just give him time. And no, let's talk about what actually happened.
Yeah.
Because more time, if you look at the people who weren't feeling Ollie, or maybe still aren't feeling Ollie, all they're actually ever stating is what has happened.
Yeah, that we should be challenging. This is what I've been saying
what
for the
I'm
longest.
saying?
This is what JV has been saying for the longest. Not everyone who's Ollie out has the same views, because I disagree with a lot of the things people who are Ollie out come out with, because there's no one thing. Like, this ain't politics. We're not all just one party. Like, we'll disagree on things. But this is what we've been saying. This team is good enough to challenge. Now, do I believe this team is good enough to win a league title with this manager? No. But I've said this. Looking at it, actually, if I look at United, Leicester, who are a point off top, and we spoke about this. Yes, they played a game more. We spoke about this, though. Leicester are a point off top. The way Everton have slid under the radar, well, that's because it's Everton. Leicester have slid under the radar. And you know why Leicester have slid under the radar? Because like Manchester United's manager, like Chelsea's manager, the talent is there in the squads. I don't believe Leicester is. I don't believe Leicester's team is good enough to win the league, though. But what I am saying is, there's a reason people don't take these teams seriously, is because of the managers.
Exactly.
If Ancelotti's in charge of that Leicester side, we're having a different conversation. If Ancelotti is in charge of that Manchester United team with on points with 16 games gone, and Liverpool are currently losing to Southampton, we are having a different conversation.
I'm printing champion t-shirts
Already?
Skrilla from early.
Title 21 in 21. You can see it already. Title 21 in 21. Chelsea wouldn't be 8th. Chelsea wouldn't have lost 5 games, I don't believe. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think so. That's
I'm
just
still
me.
trying to find the other match what we lost. Why can't I find it?
Yeah, it will pop up. Just go through all the list.
Yeah, Arsenal, innit?
Oh yeah, Arsenal. See,
So there you
Look
go.
at the 3 losses.
So there you go, Ollie and Ollie out, shake it all about. You man who want to go on like, oh yeah, this is why I've supported him all along. No, mate, because I'm telling you now, Arsenal game, we should have won. There's nothing about that game which tells me we shouldn't have won, and you can't tell me that's not down to the manager.
Yeah. Another one of the draws, Chelsea.
There you go. Do you know?
Look at the draws. So we've mentioned Leicester as a draw. We've mentioned Chelsea
City,
as a draw.
City.
We've mentioned City as so our 3 draws. You could arguably put on the manager. Our 3 losses, you could arguably put on the managers. So if you convert 2 of those draws to wins and 3 of those losses to draws, we're clear right now.
Exactly. And this is the whole point I was
Clear right
making.
now.
The point that I'm making is that if we you know what the funniest thing is with United, we will always, no matter how bad we are, we will always have one of these runs. We will always have
Because we
5,
always
6
attract
games.
good players, that's why.
Yeah, we've no matter, even in the 7 years since we've not had Fergie, we've not had a rubbish team. It's just that it's not been up to the standards we're used to.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Or the manager's not played the correct team.
Yeah, do you get what
He's
I
had
mean?
Pogba,
We've always
I seen
had
a picture of Mourinho and he had Pogba, Martial and Rashford on the bench
at Liverpool.
at Liverpool. I'm like, yeah, you taking liberties.
Do you get what I'm
I
saying?
seen a picture, I was like, you are taking
You're
liberties.
not trying to get. You're telling me you're not trying to get sacked.
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to believe you? And you got Fellaini and all these men are getting about and that. I'm supposed to believe you're not trying to get sacked.
Yeah.
You got Matter on, who's slow as hell. You know what I'm saying? He's got legs like my 1-year-old, bro. You know what I'm saying? He ain't-
Allow them out of slander, man. But yeah, back to Manchester United.
See,
We are in a title race, but do you believe we can win the title? Is what I'm saying. I'm trying to get sold on it.
nah. Do you know? All right, then you want me to sell it to you?
Yeah.
Because of this season, and I'll keep banging on about the inconsistency thing. It works so much in our favor. I honestly believe. Right, I'll put it to you like this. We will continuously, as I said, we will keep doing these runs. We'll have 5-6 game runs. We'll lose one. It'll be the end of the world. We'll draw one again. And then we build it back up, don't we?
Yeah.
We're like a steam train. We get going, we crash, and we build it back up. But because of us doing that, if you say we win, if I was to put it to you, we lose 4 more games this season.
Yeah.
And the rest are wins and draws. Majority wins.
Mhm.
We win the title. Do you understand? Because of how it is at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying we're in with a chance.
Yeah, because it's going to be a low points total.
It's going to be a low points total title.
Yeah.
It's going to be it's not going to be I don't think it could still be, but I don't think it's going to be a big points gap. So I think it will go. I think this could go
to the wire.
I think this could go to the wire. Even if it don't get me wrong, it might be won by the last day, but I think within the last 5 or so games, we'll know.
It's still up for grabs.
Yeah, it's still up for grabs, and it's still mathematically possible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And with the amount of teams which are in such close vicinity of each other and have similar qualities, and they're all on, like, what's 6 points in a thingy? We've seen 6 point turnaround like that.
Because you have 2 games a week sometimes. With
there
this
you go.
close,
You could have a 6 point. I could get a.
We've seen Chelsea drop from like 3rd, 2nd to 8th.
Bro, I could start working nights again and miss a week's worth of matches.
Yeah,
it could all turn back around,
and the table can be upside down.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So don't get me wrong, because everyone's gonna go doom and gloom. Blah, blah, blah. Ollie is doing a very good job. This is where I'll say Ollie's doing a very good job.
Currently, I would say with his current form is what I'm saying.
He's doing. You know why I give it him? Because he's managed to now. I feel as if he. One thing I feel as if he's comfortable with the players.
He's a very good manager.
He's nowhere near. You could see he wasn't as comfortable with some of the players before. He has a bit more of an understanding. Mm-hmm. He's not afraid to leave players out now.
Yeah.
He's doing what he should be doing.
Yeah.
And we did a show on Mandem United not too long ago.
Which will be live tomorrow also. Yeah. So if you want to hear more Manchester United talk and not Premier League talk, that is another show on Sarcasm City TV, Mandem United. It goes live every Tuesday and every Thursday, 5 p.m. with myself and JV talking all things Manchester United. But yes, go on, family.
No, I was just going to go on to that show title I did a while ago, Ole Gunnar Lost Heart. And it sounds really good.
Yeah, that's quality. That when you said that, I was like, yeah, that's it.
Ole Gunnar Lost Heart.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've called the episode title Ole Gunnar Lost Heart shows you what I actually think of him. I think that he actually does have good ideas. Might not know how to implement them all the time, but he has good ideas. But what he needs to do is what he's doing now. Is just stand by him. Stick by it.
Die by the sword. Like a Mourinho would. Like a Pep would. Like a Klopp would.
I'm telling you right now, you know how much respect he would gain from us if he went down to the wire, but then they lost. If he went down to the wire and then Liverpool win, no one's going to go, oh, it's terrible. Go, you know what?
Props to you. Yeah.
Props. Because
my biggest issue
this is
with
a
him
phenomenal
is the performances,
team.
though, yeah.
You know why you got to give him props?
Yeah.
If he takes Liverpool down to the wire, he's taken... he is one of the worst ever Manchester United managers, we've been told. Yeah. And he has one of the worst ever Manchester United teams, we've been told.
Yeah.
But he takes the best ever Liverpool team in the Premier League history and the best ever Liverpool manager in Premier League history down to the wire.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
He would gain a lot more respect from the United fans. And one thing I actually think, this is good for him. This is good experience. See, previously we've been talking about, what's he done in his 10 years and this and that. This is an achievement.
It would be, yeah, if it stays so, yes. It
This
would
is an
definitely be
achievement.
an achievement.
This is a
Him
string
to
to
be
his bow.
to be in a pressure title race will should stand him in better stead if you are if you're in it again the season after, because you've been in a pressure situation.
This is what I'm trying to
and
say.
any mistakes you do make, you will learn from, because I believe that's what will cost us.
I think he's already learning from his mistakes this season. I think he's learning from the PSGs, the Leipzig. I think he's learned from the PSGs and the Leipzigs already, because you have to understand, in terms of months, it's not long ago. In terms of Premier League games and how many games he's played as a club, that's probably about 10, 15 games ago now.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of time to learn. And I'll get back onto the subject earlier of the Darren Fletcher.
All right, go on, touch on that briefly, and then we'll move on to the rest of the Premier League.
I think he spotted something, you know. I think he spotted something and he's realized Darren might be the man for it. Because at the moment, what's our formation? Our go-to formation is now becoming the diamond, right? Which is practically 4 central midfielders. One more defensive, one more attacking. Do you get what I'm saying? Players who affect the game centrally. If someone can see us bringing in a central midfielder as a coach and having a problem with it, when our best way of affecting our games at the moment is through our midfield, then you don't understand what we're doing. And that's why I think it's a good move, because there's something behind it that we don't see. So I'll give you I will allow you to implement things or show me things, but I honestly think he's seen something and he's identified. It's similar to when you identify a transfer target. He's seen a gap in his team and he's gone and got someone.
Yeah.
So let's see how this someone performs.
Let's see. Dad said this. We'll speak on this more tomorrow.
Yeah.
And obviously I spoke on this also. Well, myself and JV spoke on this on United Central. Shout out to Saeed also. So yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, before we close out the show, we got 15 minutes left of the first. Yeah, this is flown by. First show of the year. First show of 2021 from a Third Eye View on Pi Radio. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hit that like button on the video. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, hit the like button on Facebook and share it. And if you're watching via the Twitter, make sure you retweet and like the tweet. That's the Pi Radio at Pi Radio UK Twitter. And if you're watching via DAB, we appreciate it all online.
Are you Ollie out or Ollie in?
Who, me? I'm still Ollie out. I'm still Ollie out. Like,
nah, you know what it is?
There's too much. And the reason why that is, people are like, oh, why are you still Ollie out? One, I've seen us go through. This is now the third time I've seen us go through some great form, even though this is a lot.
Yeah.
The one you spoke about, after lockdown, I've seen that happen. We've seen when he came in as interim manager. Yeah. This team can do that. But I'm still seeing obvious deficiencies. So people are like, oh, why are you still Ollie out? It's because the performances ain't improving. If the performances got better, and I'm talking about in terms of implementing a style, we had a way of playing. There's a pattern of play. We're scoring the same goal over and over again. I know how the team is going to line up beforehand.
Yeah, we don't have a goal in it.
That's it.
You know
Manchester City have a goal. How many times do we see?
Arsenal have a goal.
Arsenal under Wenger had a goal. How many times?
They've still got it. They've still got it. Because you see that? Bit of a side note, but Wenger implemented that into the youth football.
There we go.
So you see these man who did that the other day, the Saka and the Smith Rowe. Even though Wenger's not there, you're playing Wenger ball.
There we go.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So he spoke on it about Manchester City. The City women play the same way.
Yeah, they do, bro.
The City women,
the kids play the same.
The youths
My
play
little cousin plays for them. He plays the same.
This is my point. Whereas
Exactly
Klopp
the same.
and Stro said this about Liverpool as well. Liverpool, the under 23s, all the youth teams play the exact same way.
I went to watch City one time, bro, with the youth and that. They had like a guy who's just like, you could have told me it's Sane's little brother. I'm saying, yeah.
It's Sane's little brother. Same.
Exactly the same.
So
playing
that's
style.
what I mean. And the thing is, that's not asking for much. Norwich, I always use them as the example, who got relegated, were terrible last season, have a style and a pattern of play. Sheffield United, who haven't won a game all season, Chris Wilder has a style of play.
Yeah.
Whether it's successful or not, that's not the conversation I'm asking. But we're talking about dying on your sword. Implement something.
Yeah.
Even Arteta, whether it's going right or wrong, yes, we troll him all, but has implemented something.
You know what he is implementing?
It's an Arteta team. Whether you think it is ultra defensive, is Mourinho We criticize him all the time for being defensive, but that is my read. Every United and Chelsea fan told Spurs fans, you're going to hate the football.
Yeah, man, we're having it in it.
Hope you get a trophy out of it because the football is going to be... and what's happened? The football is terrible. You just hope you get a trophy out of it. Pep has a style of play. Brendan Rodgers, doesn't matter if he's been at Leicester, doesn't matter if he's been at Celtic, doesn't matter if he's been at Swansea, has a style of play. You know what I'm saying?
Thing,
Hasselhooter, you get me? Hasselhooters, you get me? Shah Ramadan Saeed with the pronunciation.
After that 9-0 or whatever, he had to go get a style of play.
He has a style of play. You know what I'm saying? You're going to live, you're going to die by it. David Moyes, I'm looking at the league. West Ham in 10th. Whether you think it's successful or not, style of play. Nuno at Wolves, style of play.
Yeah.
That man lost Jota and Podence looks like Jota. You mentioned it, you know the Scooby-Doo thing where in Scooby-Doo they pull out. Someone told me that and he just pulled, you are him.
It's Jota.
It's
Jota. My God, it's Jota. And they pull it up.
You pull up the bus, you Jota. Leeds United, Bielsa, which we're going to touch on as well before we leave the show. The same thing, he has a start. Don't matter what 11 play for Leeds, they all play the same way.
You know, one thing I would say, I can see what he's starting to do.
Go on.
We attack more central.
Okay.
Since Rashford, if you notice, Rashford's drifted in off the wing. It's not always just bomb at the wing.
But that's because he's playing out wide right as well, and he's got that license.
Yeah. So I think it's more central. So, which to me makes absolute sense. But if you really deep it, what type of a player would attack central?
Striker. Because I've said this.
There you go. So if this is what he's doing, because what I've noticed now, and remember when I said this about Rashford, you need him more. He's explosive. You need him in front of the goal.
Yes.
I think he's realised it. He's thought, wait, what's the point in having him out there?
We're soon going to find out. But yes, they're all the reasons why. But obviously, we'll touch on all of these things more on Man United tomorrow.
Lock in tomorrow.
Yes, on Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you subscribe to that and subscribe to Pi Radio YouTube also. Where do we go to next? We will talk about...
You said Leeds.
Yeah, so let's go Leeds. Because Bielsa, yes, good manager. But why when they get battered, does it get swept under the rug? Not so much by mainstream, not so much by social media and platforms like this and YouTube channels, Sky Sports,
you know why?
BT. To wax lyrical about this guy.
You know why?
They have the second worst defensive record in the league. And they're 12th.
Do you know why?
Go on.
How these idiots voted for my man to be third best manager in the world the other day. Yeah. Did you see that?
I did see that, yes. How? And I rate Bielsa. I think he's good, but do I believe he's overrated? Yes.
Nah, do you know what I think he is? I think he's that guy who has good ideas and you take his ideas and you make something out of it. That's what I think he is.
Yeah, because people say that
his ideas are amazing.
People have said that Pep,
Poch.
That's where that style has come from. And yeah, it's great. Like, I look at them now, how much better they could be if they had defensive structure. They have the second worst defensive record in the entire league. That means they've conceded more than Sheffield United, who haven't won a game all season.
Do you know what's mad? You know, when you really look at it as well, you think, how are you that old as a manager? Like, do you get what I mean?
He is literally, you score 5, we'll score 6.
Yeah, bro. You know what he is? You came at the wrong time, lad. You should have came to the Prem. And Keegan and them man are about.
Oh, yeah.
That's your time.
He's Bielsa, the new age Kevin Keegan.
Oh my God, he's an Argentinian Kevin Keegan.
He's an Argentinian.
He's a Hispanic. He's a Hispanic Kevin Keegan. Yeah, that's you, my guy. Hispanic Kevin Keegan.
He's the Breno Aires Kevin Keegan.
With excellent knees. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Let me find out where he's from so I can run that properly. Yeah, go on. He is Kevin Keegan.
He is.
If you put him in charge of that Newcastle side, he'd do the same thing.
He'd do the same thing, bro. And if you have that same match, that same Liverpool match back in the day, that 4-3, he'll run the same. You get what I'm saying?
You would have to say.
So that is actually who he is.
He would. He is the Argentinian Kevin Keegan.
He is, bro.
That is wild.
Like,
Rosario. He's Rosario, Argentina.
Rosario. Oh, is that not where I think he's from?
Rosario is the largest city in the central Argentinian province of Santa Fe. Oh, it's the city is located 300 meters northwest of Buenos Aires. All right, we're running with the Buenos Aires thing then.
Yeah, Buenos Aires.
Yeah. He is the Buenos Aires Kevin Keegan now. I was saying to beat Liverpool Leeds players with. Yeah, he is, but yeah, third manager in it. Like, come on. If they had a defensive coach,
he's a Kevin Keegan.
Where could they be? Because look, they've scored 30 goals. So they've scored more goals than everybody bar Leicester, Manchester United, and Liverpool. So they're the fourth.
Scored more goals than Man City, bro.
They're the fourth highest. They're the fourth highest goal scoring team without a top striker. If you look at Liverpool, they have Mane and Salah with your forward players. You look at United, we know what United have. Leicester have Vardy. That's it. So how do you have the fourth best attacking record in the league, but the second worst defensive. That's on the manager.
You know what it is with him? I think he's the stubborn and the stupid. I think he's borderline. He's on that border. He's on that border.
He's like, all right, because this is good, I'm gonna let this slide.
Yes.
He's one of those.
Yes.
He is the Brenner where is Kevin Keegan.
I'm telling you right now, he can do this all he wants. Next season, if he stays up, he'll get absolutely battered.
Yes.
He'll get absolutely. He will. He'll get mauled because you
can't carry on like it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
And the thing is about sustainable. I look at performances and Manchester United's performances, even though we're in a good run of form. That's my issue with it. I'm like, this is not sustainable over a long period of time. Short term, great.
See, that's the difference though.
Because of the league.
No, the players. We actually have got players who can get us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Who can get us out of things. Don't get me wrong. That Bamford's a good player. I don't think Bamford should be at Bamford for me should be. Well, I know they're in 12th, but I don't think they're going to finish about 12th. He should be at like a 10th team, like that Rafinha guy who looks good as well. Rodrigo. Yeah. They've got some good players, but it's the. You know when I watch them sometimes, I watch them and I don't know what it is about them. Well, I do know what it is about them. It's because of how they play. But every time I watch them play, it feels like a cup match. You don't look like you deserve to be in the Premier League. And I'm not saying that because of how you play. You play very well, but you're not respecting it.
You just gung ho.
Respect the Prem. Now, like
my way or the highway type of thing.
Respect the Premier League. You've got to respect it, and that's one thing which, even though they score a lot of goals, if they stay up, it's great. Next season, they will have one of the worst ever records because teams will just
figure it out. Teams will figure it out.
I'll put it to you like this then. If I know all you do is attack, I just count you in it.
Yeah. And we've seen Manchester United do that.
You know what I'm saying?
That,
exactly.
Yeah.
Look at, all right then. Bielsa balls, amazing. But Ollie ball just smashed it out the window. Come on, bro. Like, let's be real, innit? Yes. You're telling me this guy birthed Pep. He didn't birth him. Pep went to go check him one time and seeing what he was doing and said, yeah, I'll take that.
And I can add my own ingredients to it. Yeah.
And Poch did the same.
He added his own sauce
Don't sit here and act like this guy is the reincarnation of Jordi Cruyff and you know what I'm saying? Like Pep got his thing from Cruyff, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pep's got his Barcelona thing. You know what I'm saying? Poch, I don't want to know. See when man tell me that you know when someone said that, oh yeah, Poch learned from Bielsa. I'm like, where? What part of Poch's game is from Bielsa? Like, please, someone, if it is, sit down and show me examples and tell me in it. But I can't see that. I can see the Pep thing in a possession, but it's still Pep's evolved it. That's what people are not understanding. Yeah. Pep didn't take that and just leave that template and go, right.
No, he added his own sauce into it. But going through the rest of the league quickly, we'll touch. So you got Villa in 7th for, like I said, 26 points, and they have a game in hand. And 2, they've only played 15 and 2 uncertainty.
Villa deserve Europe this year.
So, and if they carry on playing the way they play, they will. Southampton, though, that being said, currently, if they win their game, they go 6th.
I think they'll drop off just the quality.
Yeah, quality. West Ham there, obviously, you've got in 10th. And they've, indifferent, like I said, won their last game, but before that, drew 2, lost 1, and then drew the one before that.
Are the strangest Premier League team. Oh. They can literally be world beaters one week and be like the worst the next.
Yeah. Crystal Palace are just doing what you would expect with Crystal Palace. Newcastle haven't won in 5, but 2 of those are draws. You would expect them with the players they have and the manager they have to survive. Burnley have climbed out because Burnley was struggling at one point, but now they are 5 points clear of the relegation zone, and they have a game in hand, the 2 games in hand in front of some. Fulham do have 2 as well, and also Brighton are in there. But you're looking at it, Sheffield United look gone. I expect Sam Allardyce with West Brom to add players this month, which will have them get out of it. He'll add players.
He's in desperate need of players.
Yes.
Whoever is the director of football, whatever, blah, 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 you should be ashamed. That squad, I honestly think if you play in the championship right now, you don't even come up.
Yeah.
I think if I could put you in the championship right now, you would struggle. Yeah. You shouldn't come up from a league and still look like that league.
Yeah.
If Leeds, don't get me wrong, as much as I'm criticizing Leeds, if Leeds go back into the championship,
they're coming up.
They come straight back up.
I think he will, though. I think Allardyce, Big Sam.
That's not an Allardyce team. It's not strong. It's very weak.
Yes. And one thing with his team, tough, rugged. Like, he'll go and sign, not Kevin Davies, but Kevin Davies as a striker. He'll go and fight Ivanovic, I believe, next to a centre-half. Perfect for him. Seasoned pros. Yeah. That type of player.
You get Ivanovic in the middle.
Of a free.
Of a free, yeah. Do you know what I mean? In the middle, so he doesn't have to do the running and that.
Yes.
He can just do the sliding and the clearing up.
Yeah. And the talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
He will do that. He'll get his black book out like, who do I need to go and get? Who do I need to go and get? But yeah, that is everything, people. We have closed out a 2-hour show. Stro will be back next week also. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We're here every Monday on Pi Radio, 7 p.m, discussing all the latest Premier League results and biggest news. If you're watching on the Pi Radio YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're watching on the Pi Radio Facebook, like the video and share. And if you are watching on the Twitter, please make sure you retweet and like. So it don't matter if you're watching live on any of those platforms or you're watching it back. Make sure you do those things. And it's been myself, like I said, and JV. Any closing words, JV? First show of 2021.
Wash your hands.
There we go. Yeah, stay safe. That's what I'll say. Stay within.
Nah, I'm just saying wash your hands, cause some of you man go toilet and not wash your hands.
Yeah, the government guidelines and all.
Nah, I'm the government. Wash your hands and have your lemon and ginger in the morning. Yeah, and with the honey and them thing there, and little rum in there, and just whoop. You get me? You're live, yeah. But look after yourselves, people.
But yes, people, that has been From a Third Eye View